All right, welcome back, guys. So game one, just to be clear, because I don't think it entirely was, there was a Nexus take in that game. SS boosted friendship, did this the old-fashioned way. They killed the Nexus of Batty Bargain Bin to secure their win in game one, and then everything after that was buggy. I believe the players in the game might have crashed after the Nexus went down instead of getting the victory and defeat screens, and presumably at that point it just killed the spectator server slot of this game. But what matters is that we saw most of the game. There was a Baron fight, the Twitch was killed, and the game was ended. So
The oldest win condition, taking the Nexus.
yes, truly my favorite. That's actually not true. That is my least favorite win condition.
Oh, okay.
Forfeit is definitely my favorite, and those are the only two as far as I know.
Yeah.
So we are just waiting on these teams. As soon as these teams are ready, we are going to start this up. And Dub Drum would just like to make sure everyone knows. I know we talked about this briefly during the draft. That was his first game, Mouse.
Was it his first time playing jungle?
I don't think so. I've actually he was playing jungle this season for this team.
Okay. I mean, it takes a while to get that smite down.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a very interesting game one. It was fun to watch as a spectator to kind of get myself in the zone for the remainder of this series. Mr. Beatboxer Woogie, he was pretty good that game.
Yeah, he was. Basically his team's hope of winning was square on his shoulders. He had a lot of good plays. He had a good roam down bot and ambushed Caitlyn, who was pushing a little too far forward. He had a sick spray and pray 5-man at his tier 2 in mid as well. Overall, he played really solid. There was just that one sort of turning team fight where he got Mel's ulted when they were going in onto a dragon, at least into the river. So it probably shouldn't have happened with that kind of frontline protection, but that's all they could do, really. Well played out of boosted friendship, though. Let's talk about Thor for a second, because he went totally off in that game.
Yeah, and it's not like he was up against, some shit tier mid laner. He was up against Blabuer, who we spent all of pregame talking about how Blabuer needed to carry this team, and Thor absolutely shut him down. Just awesome game out of Thor.
Yeah, he had fantastic roams down bot.
So curious to see how these bans change going into game two. I do not expect this to be the MSI finals. I think we are going to see a completely different draft here.
I'd be interested to see if Boosted Friendship's going to ban the Twitch here. I think it might be a smart move, honestly.
I absolutely would. That Twitch completely went off. To be blunt, it didn't look like Avalite knew how to play around Twitch being on the map. And when only one person on the enemy team played well, take away their champ. Like, I don't remember what their bans were in game one, but he does not need to be scared of anything else being played IMO.
So now the first Azir ban coming out, they definitely don't want to go against that again. Skarner ban stays the same. A lot of play for Dub Drum in solo queue this season, and yep, there it is. There's that Twitch ban.
Yeah, that's just smart. This is a best of 5. You've already got the one game advantage. You can give away one of those other bans and see if you can play around it, because they weren't super, frightening picks they had to take away.
Yep, and yeah, they don't want to give that first pick Malzahar over to Batty Bargain Bin. I honestly thought Batty Bargain Bin, they would have chosen purple side, or red side, however you want to say it, this game, to give the counter pick to Blabuer in the mid lane.
Yeah,
but
I was actually surprised as well that every team opted for blue side with their game selection. So going into this best of 5, boosted, having the higher seed, gets to pick side for 1, 3, and 5. BBB gets to pick side for 2 and 4, and they all opted for blue side in every one of their games. Which, with all the power we've seen in counter picks in this league, I would expect most teams to prioritize red side instead.
The assumption, contested picks, that they want more. Because otherwise, yeah, I would totally agree. They should be looking for counter picks.
Yeah, and first pick overall is going to be an Echo, taken away from Captain or On the Wind last game. And I think we have seen Madam Stripe play Echo this season, right? I believe it was in the last week, wasn't it? The last regular week.
It was either the last week. It might have been the second to last week. I remember because he played at the game after Scotch not had played him, and we were cracking jokes the entire game about how he was a better Echo than Scotch, even though we'd spent all season making fun of how bad Strip had been. So we'll see if he's still a better Echo than Scotch.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that. That's a great first pick. An incredibly strong pick in general. It could even be flexed into the mid or even jungle. I could definitely see Mick playing Echo jungle because usually in the past he favors more AP oriented junglers. But yeah, and it also takes it away from On the Wind, who is definitely his most comfortable champ nowadays. Answered with a Gragas and Lucian pickup for boosted friendship. So taking away the Gragas option for the jungle there, and they'll most likely go to Dub Drum, and he has shown some pretty good performances on that in the regular season as well.
I love that Gragas pick out of Boosted. I think Mikuro has been a clear step ahead of everything else in this pool when he's been on that Gragas. And Dub Drum has also been excellent when he has played Gragas. It's just a no-brainer to make a pick like that when you're in a pretty bad situation. And then the Lucian, Evelite's had some good games on Lucian. It's just one of those picks that's solid if you don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, Lucian fits in. He's the Thresh of AD carry. He fits into really any kind of team composition or any kind of strategy you might have. At least going even into the laning phase. Answered back with an Ezreal Alistar lane, which I really like as well. This is a really safe lane, and this could open it up for 1-3-1 for Batty Bargain Bin. I don't think they should attempt to try to do that. They should probably stick to some more easier team compositions, especially with the AD carry sub in. Just comfortability playing with a new player. 1-3-1 is kind of hard to pull off if you don't have it down exactly. But yeah, a very safe laning phase that they hope to just scale out of.
Yeah, it also takes away that Alistar from Respect, which has been one of the champs he's been really solid on this season. Still a champion I think is very strong, especially in this league. So a decent denial pick there as well.
Yeah, both Alistar and Lucian were banned last game, so with the ban rotates coming in, both of those are getting picked up.
So cutting back to Boosted, we got Maokai and Morgana going with oh my goodness.
So
folks, welcome to the Batty Bargain Bin.
It is very clear now where these picks are going. Echo into the top lane, Diana jungle for that Mikuro, and then Blabure's classic Scion mid. And he's going to be going into a Ryze mid, because that is a Morgana support. Is this the first time we've seen Ryze in the SBL this season?
Yes it is.
Oh wow, that is fantastic. I am so glad, because Ryze, I mean, if anyone who watched MSI, is a very contested pick in competitive play. He scales so incredibly well and becomes pretty much unstoppable, like of old Ryze, a hyper carry in himself.
And a lot of people suspect that he's going to be even more powerful on this current patch because some of the mana items were buffed. He's got more options for his build path that are good. And I'm excited to see it. New Ryze is actually, I think, fairly fun. There's a bit more complexity to really everything about him. And I am really curious to see how well Thor can play this.
Yeah, this could either be a really big flop or really, once again, he just basically carries the game, because last game he was definitely in that carry role. He got really big early on and was a huge source of sustained damage for them. And he's playing that same sustained damage threat actually. Now that you bring it up, yeah, like he's known to play Corki, Azir, and now Rise, all like very sustained damage. Not really
Absolutely.
bursty, not assassins.
Yeah, no, that has been what's worked best for Boosted is when Thor and Evelite are able to just put out a lot of damage over a team fight. And a solid pick. Thor does switch to teleport at the last second, which is good.
Yeah.
So we'll see quadruple teleport in this game, which is something I've really come to appreciate this season so far.
Yep.
And yeah, definitely this comes down to the mid lane again for me. And just as a refresher for anyone that may have forgotten about Blabuer's mid lane Scion, this is not a cheese pick. This is something he is fully confident that it is legitimately powerful. He's very comfortable on. In ranked this season, he has pretty much an equal number of games between Bel'Kaz and Scion, to put things in perspective. So this is something he plays a lot in a lot of different situations. And we've seen him had, some good games and some bad games in the SBL on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and usually cheese picks are... It becomes blatantly obvious that they're cheese picks because they are so inconsistent. Because he has had some flops with it, and that's when you kind of realize, like, oh, Scion mid should only probably be picked in these very specific niche situations, but he doesn't. He does actually just pick it straight up. I mean, he didn't have the counter pick here, and he picked Scion, and now he's going against the Rise. Has he ever played against the Rise mid with Scion mid? Who knows? Like, this Rise might be a hard counter for all I know. I don't see that happening, but it could be really bad.
So one thing I don't like, Blab does always run the teleport with his mid lane Scion, and I remember it's not a spell he's used particularly effectively, at least in the games I've casted of him playing mid lane Scion, but he likes to play mid lane Scion is something that can bully the lane early, and I would really prefer to see him take a combat summoner. That being said, he is the mid lane Scion expert, so...
Right.
I'll wait till he gives up first blood to rub that in his face.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance that won't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could just talk all day about the Scion mid pick, but let's talk about some of these other picks. Or let's just talk about the team compositions as a whole. So, Batty Bargain Bin, there's some comfort champs here. I mean, obviously we don't know Beatboxer Woogie's champ pool, so he might even be better on Israel for all we know than his Twitch performance last game, but that's going to be hard to trump.
The one thing I have to say about Batty Bargainman's comp is I think it's going to take a really high level of coordination to execute this comp well. This is a super slippery comp that has a lot of options for super hard engage, but also a lot of ability to super hard disengage and kite out fights. And to be at their best, I think they'll have to be kiting out fights because they have the Ezreal. And going backwards is a lot harder than going forwards, especially when you're not all on the same page.
Yes, that is very, very true. Hard engaged compositions or compositions that want to go all in are inherently a lot easier, obviously, because y'all just sync up and press your big abilities and things happen. People die. But yeah, like you said, in a kiting back composition, which have become increasingly more popular in the meta, you have to know your sort of role in the team fight. You need to know who you need to protect, whether it's your AD carry, whether you need to be a diver giving off some kind of threat to the enemy team. It depends on how far you are ahead of your opposing laner or jungler. A lot of variables to take note here, but what's it going to bring up? Oh, yeah. Nope, I don't know what it was.
So
something to do with the Diana and Echo picks.
Fast.
Oh, sustained damage. This team composition also wants fights that last really long, like a long time. For Batty Bargain, at least. But that also is the case for Boosted Friendship. They have a lot more burst, though, like up front, like hard CC with the Maokai. A Gragas ult can start the fight off a lot easier, and then they could sort of chain that into a Morgana ult. But I think over the course of a fight, Batty Bargain Bin's composition does just way more damage.
Yeah, if a normal both teams run at each other kind of fight occurs, I think that Boosted will win. But there are so many extra tools on Bargain Bin's team comp to just create outplays. And being able to create outplays out of thin air is one of the most valuable skills in League of Legends. So I'm excited to see how this one goes. I hope this is close to even around these first early fights.
Yeah.
One other thing I actually want to note about the Scion mid, because we always go back to that. This is actually a pick that presumably should be stronger on the current patch, since early Dragons and early Rift Heralds are going to be more of a thing. He's gonna, have a leg up when he wants to choo-choo charge.
Oh, man.
Nope, that...
So, the problem with this is, you want to know how much early games the CC they have? Alistair.
Alistair, yeah, and I don't think he was willing to flash Pulverize onto...
Probably not when he's just going to counter flash over that wall, most likely.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing. Trade the flashes, be a man.
Yeah, so fairly defensive start here from both teams. Gonna start off. Actually, so Dubdrum is opting to start on that top side there. And did he get some help from Captain? Oh, we were saplings.
Yeah, he got a little bit of help.
Yeah, we're laid down.
Yeah, and that's it. Oh, nice snare on the no follow from Double Life. That is though. So one thing that changed on this patch 6.9 is that EXP in the jungle now only goes to whoever got the killing blows. There is no shared EXP whatsoever. So there could be some new strategies for leashing, because as long as you don't get the kill, you don't have to worry about if you were close when it died or whatnot.
Ooh, lots of damage coming out bot lane.
Which I think a lot of players forgot about, and I was just reminded today when the new patch came out. Someone brought that up, and everyone on the Reddit thread was like, "Wait, what?" as the junglers are all waiting for the bot lane to walk away so they can smite still. Well, there's a lot of good trading going down in that bottom lane. That was actually really good from both of those duo bots.
Well played by the BBB bot lane, because they are at Ignite disadvantage, so the fact they were able to win that early trade is really huge.
Yeah. Oh, missing the Mystic shot there, but B-Boxer Woogie goes in and still lays a considerable amount of damage down into Lieutenant, and look at this, he's just getting a bunch of damage for free. Misses another Mystic shot though, so that's gonna add up, and he's gonna get a bind into the face. Phil Destiny trying to get a range for Pulverize, and won't be enough, but yeah, like you said, this is remarkable that this Ezreal Alistar lane actually just bullied out Lucian Morgana. That is fantastic.
Lucian Morgana is so strong at level 2, and they have Ignite advantage.
Oh, goes in for another combo here, but Dubdrum was waiting in the river. Bind goes on to Phil Destiny. The flash body slam comes in, and now Dubdrum's really low with double bump. Reboxer Woogie, he's almost gonna get the kill, but the Summoner heal came out to try to save him, but it's not gonna be enough. First blood going over to the substitute carry.
These are just straight up outplays, massive outplays, and yeah, you earned that champion mastery, my man. Hit that as much as you want.
Oh, Captain now going down super low. He has to flash out, and Madam Stripe is now just taking over this lane here. Mikaro double buffs. He's coming up into the top lane. I don't see Spectator.
When you got to trust directed camera. If there was going to be a kill, it would have stayed. That's how it works.
Oh, and now they're going in for the dive. Madam Stripe takes the aggro, and he flashes out in a clean tower dive, actually. And the kill was rewarded over to Mikaro. So two early kills.
But that was a flashy tower dive they went for. Super dangerous, but they executed that well. And they get a reward on Diana, who, as we saw 2 weeks ago when Kragan played it, very snowbally champ. Obviously going to be happy with an early kill more than a lot of champs in this game would be.
Yeah, and I mean, that's totally fine too, especially like in this meta where usually your top laner is sort of this like late game scaling tank. Like Echo doesn't need that. He just needed to be able to stay in lane and come back with some tanky stats, which he does. He comes back with the health crystal, but for Mikaro to get really big right now, I think is really good for their team composition.
Yeah, absolutely. And
early dragons are now an option.
We're going to be looking at, by the time he returns to lane, about a 2-wave lead already for Beatboxer Woogie. That's a lot of creeps, in addition to the kill, to be up at 5 minutes into a game.
This is huge, yeah. This bot lane is definitely taking a turn for the worse.
He's already up 650 gold.
Choosing you for the Phage, probably looking for more fights rather than a tier start.
Yeah, that's true. We do not see that, but he could be going for the Trinity Force rush Ezreal here, which, back in the day was how everyone played Ezreal. Ezreal actually can have a very strong power spike early in the game if you opt to build him that way.
Yeah. And it's also weird too because usually in the past when Trinity Force Ezreal was a thing, coming back with the Sheen early in lane meant a lot more damage. But he goes with the Phage instead, which actually I think might be better with the movement speed, because he can proc that passive rage and then like dodge the bindings a lot easier.
Yeah, and he may even just be reacting to how this lane has been playing out so far. He has been on the chase in almost every trade that's occurred, and Phage is going to help with that.
Yeah, the 200 health exactly helps with that, all that concentrating.
Diana
Mikro now coming to the bottom lane. Headbutt Pulverize lands onto Medic, but the Black Shield was way too late, and he has to flash out, but he might go down here still, and he does. The Chilling Smite finishes him off, so 2 kills now for Mikro.
This is super depressing out of Respect. Did not get a Black Shield there on a combo. I would expect him to have the reaction speed to Black Shield. If you're going to play the Morgana, you have to be able to land those Black Shields, especially when you're trying to gun for the title of best support in the league.
Yeah. There's just that feels bad, man. Like Respect definitely has to feel like he definitely misplayed there because he definitely needed to hit that Black Shield.
And I've gotten the impression Respect could be a bit of a tilter as well. So we'll see if that gets to him, because they are looking at such a huge deficit, and this could be a Fire Dragon going nice and early to Fatty Bargain Bin.
God, all of these champions power up so well with more AP or AD, especially AP in this composition.
Yeah, we will try to be on top of calling out what the Dragon status is, given that Riot didn't even think to include that in their spectator clients.
Yep. Thanks, Riot.
Which the next one is Win.
Okay. Yeah, so Madam Stripe, he's really bullying out on the Win now. He just pushed him out of lane, almost got a kill on him, and the Flash is now just coming back up for that Maokai. He's going to get a lot of tower damage here and deny tons of experience. Huge wave that's going to be denied. Teleport's still not up for On the Wind here, and this is a really good start for Batty Barkabin.
Absolutely. 2K up at 8 minutes. They have the Fire Dragon, which, one of the two most people would consider to be the better two, along with the Water Drake.
Veil Destiny has gone back at least once or twice, right? And oh, here Babuer's coming in with the Scion ult, and it's coming in, and Black Shield, it goes down into Lieutenant, so he's going to be able to block the knock-up, and he does get an Ezreal onto the backside, and a lot of Mystic Shot damage coming into the Morgana. But it looks like Rising Gragas here are in the river. They see Blab rotating back into the mid lane, and he's going to get stuck into the Dragon Pit. I think he might have to blow Flash here, and yes, he did it over the Dragon Wall. So a good gank actually from Babur. They just weren't able to get anything off it because of the Black Shield, but oh yeah, Mikro double buffs here. Yep. Oh no! Zap Magic! The Maokai passive is actually going to keep him alive here. Madam Stripe taking tons of damage, and he has to Time Winder, or he has to ult. I don't know what the name is. He has to ult out of the tower damage, and now Blab getting ganked into the mid lane here by Dubjum, and it will surely be a death for him, and that kill is going to go over to Thor in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's a shame. Blab kind of capped off what had been a really good series of events for his team by dying in the mid lane, and Blab, okay, guys, he is down 30 CS and counting, and going to be probably have to blow his TP to salvage some of these creeps.
Yep.
You're high plat, man. Like, buy some wards. Look at all that vision in the bottom river that SS Boost and Friendship has. And now scan the mini map for Blabuer's wards, and you will see that there are none.
Yep. Now Mikro comes in onto this mid lane here. The Q lands and teleport was channeled, but then it's cancelled by On the Wind.
That was a good cancel by On the Wind.
Yeah.
He didn't actually need to leave there because BBB completely disengaged as soon as that teleport started coming through. And good thing that Mikuro didn't take the jump in there because Dubdrum was just waiting in the wings. He would have been there for the
Yeah, headbutt pulverize lands onto Lieutenant.
Oh,
And the kill goes over to Failed Destiny. He pops the
and
Alistair
he
ult and
lost
takes a
his
couple tower
flash
shots.
for that too.
Yeah. Oh wow, he did. What the hell?
as the auto animation was in the air.
Wow,
It must have been.
that's really rough. But I cannot like. Oh my, respect medic. Black Shield use this game has been terrible. I don't know if you saw like literally 10 seconds, not even 10 seconds before that combo came in, he used Black Shield on Lucian as he was walking away from a trade to block damage out of Ezreal's W. It was like the worst time to use it, and knowing the cooldown was down, Failed Destiny abuses it.
Yeah, they're just not respecting what is now clearly a very good bot lane out of BBB.
Yeah. So powered up with Beatboxer Boogie. I mean, I guess Vivera at Failed Destiny was a strong bot lane, but this is like really good.
Yeah, I am super, super impressed by Beatboxer Boogie thus far.
And
really,
Blap going back
great
into the
start.
mid lane here, and he's gonna get caught out by Dubdrum. Flash Body Slam comes in, and he's gonna use his ult for a very short disengage here. And the Gragas ult comes in, knocks him into the wall, but not over the wall. And
Mikuro's
Thor
behind.
wasn't following.
That was so
Yeah.
close to going over the wall, though.
Yeah. And Blab didn't have his flash up yet, so might have been a kill here. Mick gonna get jumped on by Dubdrum, and he has to blow his flash too, so some good aggressive moves coming out of Dubdrum and Thor in the mid lane to try to get him really big. He's almost reached the 100 CS mark on this rise, and the Rotted of Ages is completed, so this is a very good spot for Thor to be in.
Yeah, this game would be going so well for Batty Bargain Bin if Labur wasn't trying his hardest to lose it.
I mean, once again, and I've always hearkened to this in the past, is like, what if he just plays just sort of safe control mages, or even like assassins? I feel like would be even a better fit for him than this Scion mid, but
Stripe in danger, top lane.
yeah, and this is not gonna go
He's
too well
fucked.
here. Yeah, Chrono Break is not up right now. Oh, it is up actually. And,
Wow.
He just walks away.
Wow, I cannot believe he just walked out of that.
All the all from Croc.
Oh, yeah, there was no flashes for either Maokai or Gragas there, but they landed all their CC pretty well. That's actually very impressive, and looks like that Bomby Cinder is paying dividends there. Maybe the Corrupting Potion was in on that, saving as well.
So I want to go back to Babur here because it looks like this is going to be an uncontested dragon going down for Batty Bargain Bin, which will be the Wind Dragon, which is the out-of-combat movement speed.
Yep, helps
And
on
yeah,
those
they're on a
rotations.
pink ward, so that is completely free. That was fairly close to spawn time as well, I believe. So this is just good dragon control out of BBB, in spite of Blabur's performance. And going back to Blabur, even though this every time I see Beatboxer Arcane Shift in, I want to just like stop and be ready for a kill to happen.
Yeah, the plays, and he champion master emote there. The classy Arcane Shift over the binding, man. He knows too. Like that, there's a lot of confidence out of Beatboxer Boogie. You can sense it.
Yeah,
He definitely knows his limits.
Yeah. And maybe the fact that he's a sub for this league, this game doesn't really matter to him. So
Right.
I mean, I'm sure he wants to win, but maybe he's not as tense as, an SBL veteran would be in this game, where it's like some guys have never played in the playoffs before. They don't know what it's like to be in excited best of 5. For him, it's just like, well, I'm going to play a few games with the same team, and if I do, cool.
Right. Yeah. This would probably be, maybe this is his like dedicated solo queue time. So to him, these are just solo queue games, and he's just playing his heart out.
Yeah, he's just going to play loose, and it's working. Or maybe this guy's just a fucking beast. Who knows?
Yeah. Man, a lot of good trading in this top lane. Like these top laners are so incredibly close in these trades. It's pretty fun to watch. I don't know who's gonna win in a 1v1 up there. I would imagine it would be the Echo, but I'm not even quite sure.
They're at a point where there really shouldn't be much kill threat in either direction without a gank.
Yeah. Yeah, and on the wind, SSB captain, he's been pushed into this top tower almost constantly. Madam Stripe he keeps pushing in the wave, trading on him as much as he can, trying to deny some of that CS, and it's still pretty even here. And it looks like On the Wind has been playing kind of scared because there has been a lot of ganks into the top lane, and ganks in the top lane, it's happening to him. Madam Stripe chrono breaks. And he actually doesn't chrono break back. He actually gets the double stun, parallel conversions, and the dub drum messes up the Grog Assault and saves Madam Stripe. Still has his ultimate up, and Mikro's going in on this. But Thor comes in to finish off the kill, and Mick, he is trapped under his tower. 3 members of SS Booster Friendship, they're looking for the dive here when the wave comes in.
He just has to buy 25 seconds for Strip to TP in.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Ebba Pulverize goes in onto Lucian here, and Mikro, he's going to try to do his best to stay under this tower alive, but Captain goes in, maybe a little too deep, and he finishes him off and gets the kill onto him, but the shutdown coming in for Thor, and now the Morgana ult channels, but it's not going to be enough. Beatboxer, he's got to pick up another kill for himself in this bottom lane that is going so horribly for this boosted lineup.
Yeah, just once again a series of outplays. Mikro manages to trade the kill in top lane, and why was Seaman still there?
Yeah. Oh! Dub
he
job.
flashes out, but that is still. Yeah. Oh my goodness!
Oh, look at this dive. This is so well
kill.
coordinated. But Madam Stripe, he picks up the kill on the dub jump. He was trying to recall behind this tower, and Madam Stripe smells him out. Now Captain comes back into lane, and Parallel Convergence misses, and Madam Stripe's gonna try to run for his life here. Gonna try to get out, and he definitely will. And oh man,
boosted are tilting.
Boosted
are tilting. You haven't hit a single black shield on an Alistair combo this entire game.
Oh man.
My god. I want to give another shout out to this beatboxer, even though we've been pretty much slobbing his knob for the past hour and a half. This guy is good, and he brought his own fucking field club. This guy has more guys rooting for him than anyone not named Waifu Superstar. Like, that's awesome. I don't know this guy, but I like him.
Yeah. This is good. Wow, a lot of good friendly smack talk coming in here.
I think this is too real for Respect. I think he is completely tilted right now because he has been worthless this game.
Yep.
And look at this, like I said, it doesn't matter to Boogie that he lost. He went 11-3. He's like, I looked cool on stream, man. He knows it.
There's a lot of mind games going on right now, and I think Respect's on the losing end of the, his mind, losing his mind here.
I would be very interested to hear what the boosted comms sound like right now, because if I was on that team, I would just be not too politely telling Respect just to shut up and play the game, because Thor is gigantic right now. He is so ridiculously far ahead of Blabour. He is up, Jesus, 1,600 gold on Blabour. It's right. It's like one of the best hyper carry mages in the entire game.
Yeah. Once again, it happened last game too. So either Thor's playing the series of his life right now, or Batty Bargain Bin, and mainly Blabour, is just not either respecting him or just getting outplayed in this mid lane. Like, you can't let this happen 2 games in a row.
No,
this might be the downfall for Batty Bargain Bin. A giant Rise can single-handedly carry this game for boosted.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting kind of power tug between the two teams here.
Ooh, Grogasol just try to disengage and push off the Batty Bargain Bin lineup onto this tower, and the tower is so low, it has 28 health. There's no way that this survives at all. Yeah, and the tower will go over. Second one of the game going over to Batty Bargain Bin, so a much better early game than last. Oh man, yeah, and they have that on lockdown. They have Dragon priority this game.
Water Dragon coming up too. Be the third Dragon of the game. I think there's gonna be a fight here.
Oh, failed Destiny. He gets caught out. He has to pop the Alistar ult really early here. A lot of damage going in on him, but only down to half health. But that is a very big cooldown to have down, and maybe at an impending team fight.
But neither top laner has a teleport available, so they know exactly what they're dealing with. Alistar, even without the ult, could still do something in this choke point here. Same with Blabour, who is doing a good job of zoning.
Yeah, so another Dragon, third one of the game, going over to Batty Bargain Bin. They're trying to collect them all. Is that mountain or fire? That's fire.
That was
Another
a water
fire
dragon.
That was
no,
water.
the next one.
Oh, yes.
That's
Yep.
another fire. I
Yeah,
don't
so they
think
have they have water, air, and fire.
I don't think all 4 will spawn in a game. I don't think that's a thing that can happen.
Oh, really? Headbutt
Yeah.
Bulbars goes in on to Rise, so I don't think there's any follow-up there for Blue in the mid lane.
Folks, don't worry. This game did not crash. It was just an issue for Dan on stream. He just loaded back in.
Oh, okay.
Like the stream was just down for just a split second, so we are good now.
Man, so this is the test for Batty Bargain Bin, because I feel like they can get themselves into this position. It's a matter of where they take the game now. They are in the driver's seat. They're up nearly 4K. They have 2 of the outer towers down, and nearly the top one if Madam Shai keeps doing his job here. There's only one person fed on this boosted lineup. He has all 3 kills. Thor with 3 kills on his Rise. They need to make it a priority to try to get this last outer tower and either make some kind of play onto a tower. They can tower dive very easily with Alistar, or they can just keep waiting out these dragons and neutral objectives and just sort of like farm those out and get to that late game and just become that much stronger.
I think the playbook is entirely open for Batty Bargain Bin. One thing I want to note is they are in such a good position to siege if they opt to. And this is the kind of scenario where a lot of teams with poor shot calling normally would go for a siege regardless of, like, comp. They're just like, oh, we're kind of ahead. I don't know. Yeah, let's just group mid and push. And, Captain
Ooh, yeah,
is
failed
deep
Destiny.
here.
Headbutts Rise out of the fight, and it's going to be a 3v3 in this top lane. Grogazol knocks B-Box
Nice
and
true
Woogie out of
shot.
the fight, but the Ezreal ult still comes in and connects
Oh,
onto
they're all
all 3.
gonna get
Mick
pulled.
going in, he's trying to pick up Dove Jump on the backside, but he's going to get out with all of his, or just none of his health actually. The exhaust
There's
goes
Babua.
down onto Maokai, and now comes Babua with the Cyano. He picks up his first kill of the game, and 2 low members for Boosted Friendship, and they're zoned off this tower.
And that was so close to being a complete disaster for SS Boosted Friendship. Just a few more autos or a few less good flashes, and that would have been an easy 3-for-0, but still a kill and the final tier 1 tower going to go down. And this opens up that playbook even more than I was just about to say. But
Yeah.
like I said, this is the kind of lead where a lot of teams that don't know what to do are just like, let's just group and see if we can siege. But they have the picks to siege with a big Ezreal and a lot of disengage.
Oh man, the binding goes on to B-Box or Boogie. Tower goes down and it will be destroyed. And now they're going on to Dove Jump, and he's caught up in the middle of the Batty Bargain Bin lineup. And B-Box or Boogie, he arcade shifts over the wall, and he's trying to deal the damage onto Medic, but he will get out. Black Shield is still up, and B-Box or Boogie, yeah, he tries to flash over the wall and pick up the cheese kill onto Respect for even more.
That was only about 120 degrees away from being a total map life.
Yeah. Oh,
Actually,
man.
that was probably closer to like 40, but still a great series of plays out of Triple B here. They pick up 2 kills and 2 towers over that last 2.5 minutes or so.
Yeah, and look at this.
And a
Look at
good
this
position to get
crisp,
damage on
clean
mid lane.
rotation into the mid lane. There's nothing this Boosted Friendship can do right now, and the Crucial Advance comes into the back line, but all of Batty Bargain Bin, they're grouped up. They're trying to take this down as a team. Maokai is now stuck into the parallel convergence, and a lot of damage is coming out, but Lieutenant is in the back line. He's dealing the damage
Oh,
on this
man.
Lucian, trying to save his team here, but it won't be enough. B-Boxer's going to pick up another kill. Lieutenant answers back, though, with a kill onto Balboa, and the double kill for him, and some low members for Boosted Friendship. They might have to give up some damage on this Inhib tower.
This
Maybe
is
not.
so bad for the SS Boosted Friendship. That was the comeback fight. They had Maokai on a deep flank. Every single member of BBB was down resources, whether it was mana or ult cooldowns, and they were all sitting on a mountain of gold because they had just been taking so many towers. That was the like textbook situation where somebody sticks around too long,
Yeah.
and you're able to pick them off in a fight for it.
Oh, Thor with the home guard teleport Rise play. That is so devastating. That is literally what nightmares are made out of right there.
But Thor had to respect Fog of War because there was no warning because Boosted Friendship hasn't been able to get past the river all game.
Yeah.
So even though Mikiro would have died there if Thor chased, Thor didn't know that, and he wasn't willing to take that risk.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a gamble. You can make an assumption that all of the Batty Bargain Bin team just recalled because they did just take 3 towers in a row. So, yeah, it's risky, though. Yeah, because what if they didn't recall? What if they actually were in that jungle side? Then you give up your kill another big death timer. Baron is up. That could have just snowballed the game totally out of control.
So we've got
so heads up
50
play.
seconds until Dragon here. So just a refresher, it is 3-0 in favor of Triple B here. They have one stack of Fire Dragon, Water Dragon, and Wind Dragon, and this fourth dragon spawning is going to be another Fire Dragon, which will just be so devastating for this team that's currently up 7,000 gold.
Yeah.
Make that 8,000s.
Yeah, dude, Boosted they have not gotten a tower this game, and then I don't see them getting a tower for a very long time. They're pushed way far back into this map. And they're four men going out into the bot side, and it looks like they're going to try to flank and get V-Box or Woogie, though. He arcane shifts out of the Grog Assault, but it's going to be the shutdown. The exhaust comes out, but it's not going to be enough to save their substitute AD carry. Now Mikaro comes into the fight. The teleport is channeled from Adam Stripe, and now the fight goes on. Parallel Convergence, knockups a Glore, and the fight's going great for Batty Bargain Bin. Let's see if they can try to finish this off here. Lieutenant, though, he is still alive. Rise is still alive. Adam Stripe trying to take him out of the fight, but it won't be enough. It's a double kill for Lieutenant.
That
so
was
it's 3
such
for 1.
Gonna be a 4 for 1 here when they knock up with the kill onto Blabuer. Kills going all over the place here in both directions, and just too much of a commitment out of Batty Bargain Bin, not willing to just let the Ezreal go and maybe take something elsewhere on the map there.
Yeah.
Because Ezreal, all of the damage on that team, they essentially, well, not a significant portion of their damage, down before 2 members of Triple B make it to that fight. And that is going to turn into a first dragon of the game for the SS Boosted Friendship. And that Fire Dragon, definitely, if you're only going to have 1 stack of Dragon 27 minutes into the game, Fire Dragon, pretty good one to have, with that 8% attack damage and AP.
Yep, this is just like before these dragon changes happened, it was totally fine to give up a lot of dragons until this mid game, because that first dragon did give the percentage AP and AD, so it was just extremely good value. And that's what the benefits the boosted lineup is gonna reap right now. And is this a way in for them, you think?
Absolutely. It definitely stems the bleeding for a while. Because this is presumably the team that's going to have better coordination, better shot calling, as they've been playing together with this lineup all season. And they've cut the gold lead down a little bit in the last few minutes, down to only 5,000 gold. And if they can win one more fight, the towers are going to start going down in their favor. They're going to equalize this gold lead very fast.
Yeah, and just to take a note, in that last team fight, oh man.
This is a Baron play going on. Triple B has 3 members very, very far away from this Baron Nasher. Just an awful mistake. Lack of shot calling to ever let that many members show bot lane. And Beatboxer Wookie gets snared. He is running for his life out of this, but he gets a kill on the Rise. He's still alive. He finally goes down. And now so much stunning and knocking up. I don't know what the hell is going on, but everyone's dying.
Oh man, Batty Barkman. I think they're going to come out on top on this, and Captain and Medic are the only remaining members for the boosted lineup, and they are going to go down double kill for Mikaro. And yeah, I don't think Captain's going to get out of this one. Flash is already down, and there you go. There's the 8.
So close to what happened in that last team fight in the bot lane, but the reverse. SS Boosted Friendship blew so many resources to get to the Ezreal in this fight, and in the last fight, that meant that Batty Bargain was almost able to win that fight afterwards. This time they do, and they're going to get the Baron Nasher, the best buff in the entire game, with a comp that will love to lay down a siege onto the Boosted Friendship.
Yeah, it is so remarkable that so much was used on the Ezreal, and he kept staying alive until the very end there. Like one of the last shots of the calling got him on the backside, but an amazing job actually of Blabuer and Failed Destiny, because they basically came in and tanked a bunch of damage after B-Box or Boogie got caught there, and it gave enough time for his team to finish up or like get to the Baron pit.
Yeah, that fight just kind of went back to my rule 1 of League of Legends. When in doubt, just try to hit as many champions with your moves as possible. And there were so many 3-man stuns, 3-man knockups occurring in that fight. It was just very chaotic.
Yeah, and I mean, I thought it was going to be Ezreal getting deleted from the map because he actually got in range of Ryze's Rune Prison, and once you
Yeah.
get Rune Prisoned, usually you're just locked up until you die.
He's not entirely respecting Thor Odinson in this game, and
No.
that could
Yeah.
definitely come back to bite them. But they're about
Because
to
he's
set
still
up a siege in his
so
mid lane.
incredibly strong there. He has the Void Staff now. I mean, he is such a huge damage threat, and now Lucian is also in a pretty good spot, and he's actually has that cool meta build now with the Black Cleaver and Ghostblade that's becoming a lot more popular these days. It does a lot more damage to the tanky front line here, and the fight's gonna happen, but the tower goes down. Captain twists the advance onto a target to try to save his fight. Mikro with a good pull in onto Diana, but he's gonna go down. First one for Batty Bargaman that's gonna go down, and B-Boxer Wookie, he's still alive, but the Ignite goes down, and he will go down here unless he can lifesteal his way out, but it won't be enough, and it doesn't matter though. All the damage threats, actually Admiral's still alive. Ryze just go down. That might be the game for Batty Bargaman.
That's 5 members dead. Echo and Blabur with a Baron buff in this mid lane. No, Strip goes down. It's Blabur versus the world. 20 seconds on Medic, 25 on Dubdrum, 20 on Lieutenant. This is going to be so close, but I don't think that he can end here. But god damn it, is he gonna try?
Yeah, Medic's up in
Baron
7.
Canopy versus the world. Blabur has to hit his tower and fast. I don't even think he's gonna be able to take a tower here.
No. Well, no. Lucian's up now. He has to get out of there. Frost Queen Claim is used by Medic. He is going to get slowed down, but I think he's out of range for the binding, and he totally is. And
it's not long on his ultimate as well.
yeah. So an inhibitor take in a huge team fight, but Batty Bargaman still comes out ahead. They have a 10k gold lead now at 32 minutes.
I also want to point out that, in case you haven't been keeping tabs, Blabur has a ZZ Rot portal and a Banner of Command on this Scion. They can so easily set up a 5-0-0 with those two supers in the bot lane, or even like a 4-0-1 where like one person is pushing maybe Blabur, since, I mean, both teleports are available. So they have a lot of ways they can do this, but even if they want to just group as 5 and take the simpler to execute play, they will get so much...
Oh, never mind.
They will get so much pressure with those super minions and those rotlings.
Yeah, that's... I mean, that build only gets better the longer this game goes on, and it's amplified by the Baron buff that he has right now as well. Wet noodle fight here in the top lane.
And we have 25 seconds into the dragon. I believe that is the Wind's dragon.
Wait, well... Oh, you're right. Yeah, this is still the Elder Dragon spawns at 35 minutes. So yeah, this is going to be the last normal dragon before that Elder Dragon spawns. And Tier 2 tower going down very easily to the Batty Bargain bin lineup. There's not much. That tower is very hard to defend. I'm sure everyone that plays League of Legends knows, and that's the right call there to try to not fight over that for the boosted friendship lineup. If they're looking for a fight, it's going to have to be at an inhibitor tower, and it's going to be a Gragasol and a Twist Advance that needs to start it off right, and they need to get Beatboxer Boogie out of the fight.
But instead, Blabur is just solo pushing down with his 2 push items, gets a ton of damage on top.
Oh, Medic flashes in, he channels the Morgana ult, and Beatboxer Boogie's actually going to get caught up into it. He uses the Quicksilver, and he flashes over the wall, so he's safe, but he's out of the fight, not dealing damage. Ryze is still alive, and now Seaman coming back in with the headbutt, or with the body slam, and Parallel Convergence locks him up, and Blabur now beats his team into the bottom lane. Phil Destiny's gonna pick up the first kill of the fight here. Chrono Break comes out. Let's see if they can keep diving, and they do. Ryze goes down now. Lieutenant gonna pick up the kill on the Madam Stripe, and Lieutenant's still up. Beatboxer Boogie, he was taking the tower, and now he goes down. Double kill for Lucian. Captain and Lieutenant, they're gonna try to salvage the game, but it won't be enough, and he goes down. Captain, once again, all too often, is the last person alive on his team, and Mikro with the swag Zonias. Captain survives under the tower dive.
This is big because there is no health on Mikro or Failed Destiny. It's going to be really hard for Blabur to close this game out, and I don't think he will be able to.
No, they can just get
So
the
they're
tower.
going to settle for just opening another inhibitor, and they're actually going to get some good damage on top lane tower as well. That's actually going to go down right here to this Rot lane push. So that is the base completely cracked by the Batty Bargain.
They definitely weren't able to take that inhib because Morg and Gragas just came back up.
So they will presumably rush down this dragon as they come out of base, get their 4th dragon of the game, and then go win this with 3 exposed inhibitors.
Yeah, it's it would be a miracle for Boosted to try to bring back this game and win it. I mean, CLG came back from a 17k deficit against RNG at MSI. I don't know. This seems very unlikely.
I mean, I'm not a very faithful guy, to those of you that know me. DLG at international events uses up about 100% of the faith I am capable of. So, I think we're going to be going to a 1-1 in a moment here.
Yeah.
And I want to take a moment to give some props to Blabur. We were really shitting on him for the first 25 minutes of this game. Obviously not a great game with how poorly he was playing in the laning phase. But I wanted to talk about how worthless mid-lane Sion was going to be at the deficit he was at. And he's actually created quite a lot of pressure in these fights. He's been very disruptive, which is impressive as a Sion that's behind.
Yeah. He's definitely gotten to the point where he can be relevant and useful for his team again. Like he is just this big, beefy frontline tank, and we all know Sion with his sulfurness that scales infinitely, right? That you just gain more health. And he has the Warmog's armor, and if anyone that's not familiar, it was changed in this last patch. It actually gives 10% cooldown now. Oh, Dubchom goes in on to Phil
Sion's
Destiny.
not there.
Yeah, and Sion isn't there, but there's not going to be a fight here. But Phil Destiny pops the L-Star ult. I think he was looking for an engage back in, but he doesn't find it. He had flash up and everything, but I think this is just time to delay.
Backs.
Yeah, and Twisted Advance goes in onto B-Box or Woogie here, and they're actually going to try to fight this. Blur's not even there, but it's not even going to matter. Betty Bargaman, they're going to pick up the first kill of the fight, and now they're focusing all the damage onto this Maokai, and now here comes Blabur. He teleported in and then ulted in to the fight. He is godlike on this Sion mid, and the two damage threats for Boosted Friendship are running for their lives. Mystic shots are chunking, and surely that will be some kills here going over to Beatbox or Woogie, who is becoming my favorite emergency sub of all time.
Well, normally when your emergency sub comes in, it doesn't go well for the team playing them. You know, other than a few odd Zedicus games last season, the emergency subs just usually lose, and they don't make it very close. And this is a playoff series where he is stepping in for one of the two star players on a team and performing up to the level that his team needed him to.
Yeah.
And that was
Definitely
just really
shattering
an
all
awesome game.
expectations.
Absolutely. An awesome game from Triple B there. Really, every member of that team performs. The only real question mark was early on Blabur's performance, but he completely turned it around by the end of that game. And they even up the series 1-1, and now it looks like things are going to be interesting tonight, which, when I heard emergency sub, I did not think they would be.
I think we all had expectations. As analysts of the league, we all had expectations on how this best of 5 would have gone, and then they just, like, they took an even step further, more solidifying the expectations we probably had when we heard emergency sub, but that's all changed now.
All right. So we're going to take a quick delay here, guys. Be about 3 minutes, and we'll be back in time for game 3. So don't touch that browser. Something Boogie Squad.
Sound muted. Sound
Welcome
resumed.
back to the SBL quarterfinal between the SS Boosted Friendship and the Batty Bargain Bin. Currently tied up at 1-1 after some pretty amazing performances from something Woogie, the ADC god. And unfortunately, for all the fans he seems to have gained in the last 2 hours, this is where his story is going to come to an end, as the Batty Bargain Bin does finally have their substitute player, Mr. Coffee, available, so they are going to switch back to their actual SBL roster with, well, who knows playing what position. Going to be very interesting to see in this draft. So, like I said, tied up 1-1 here, and this is going to be a bit of pressure for Mr. Coffee, because Woogie has played super well in these first two games.
Yeah, this is a very deciding point in the series right now, and it's not even like an in-game point that needs to be decided. This is an out of game draft and team synergy point here, and to sub Coffee back in, who they have played with this season, who has been a fairly common sub. He's played at least 2 games, maybe even 3 games this season.
I want to say it's been 4, maybe even 5. It was less of a substitute situation and more of an open roster competition for most of the season before they ultimately decided on Strip, which was, at the time, not a choice I agreed with. Still not sure I did, but obviously without Vivarette around, this is, the hand they're dealt. And like we were talking about earlier, they had one game this season where Vivaret was not able to play. They played this lineup, and they got just demolished by Waifu Superstar. I mean, they lost all 3 lanes super hard, just completely caved in, and never really showed a single sign of life. So I'm curious to see if they maybe go with a different lineup than they played that game. And
yeah, do it, baby, and there we go. Bard locked in early for Failed Destiny.
I love this. I love this. Some of his best games, probably his best games this season, has been when he's picked that Bard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely agree. He's shown a lot of outplay potential on this Bard. A lot of carry potential, honestly. Bard is one of those supports that can really lead a team to victory. But did you already touch on the first pick, Echo?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
That's a thing.
Yeah, once again, this makes sense. This you get blue side again. This is the 3rd game, so they had the side choice, opting for the first pick for boosted friendship, and they're gonna pick Echo away, pick it for them for On the Wind. A very comfort champ for him. He won game 1 with it, so this is a great first pick overall. The question is, what are they gonna follow it up with now? The bot lane has been picked for Batty Bargain Bin, so it's essentially a bottom lane counter pick now, open for Evelite and Resquect.
Yeah, and they need to pick something smart. I mean, I don't know. They were a super strong laning phase with that Morgana Lucian last game, and they got absolutely dumped on.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and now that Alistar wasn't, taken away, Resquect maybe goes back to something he's a little more comfortable on and gets that Alistar. And Evelite gonna follow up with another one of his comfort champs, but also just a really strong pick overall in Sivir.
Yeah, really curious to see how this laning phase plays out, because Sivir Alistar not going to be as strong of a 2v2 as Bard Ezreal. Bard just a phenomenal lane bully, and Ezreal has a lot of good follow through, especially in the first few levels. But we don't know who's going to be playing this AD carry. So that's going to probably determine things the most. I believe when they played this lineup last, it was Failed Destiny playing AD carry, and the fact that they picked Bard makes me think that is not going to be the case here. Ooh. I gotta not get excited. But I can get excited when he locks it in. Before, finally going to just take that next step towards becoming 50 Cent Pie and literally pick Karthus. I love it.
Yeah, Well, okay, I think I can say this. Mr. Coffee will play Volibear. I don't know where he's playing Volibear, but he's playing Volibear.
Yep. That is one of Coffee's favorite champions. I assume it's going to be in the jungle, which I think is... no, actually, yeah, they might be looking to... I know they had Mikro play top lane at least once this season, so maybe they're going to look to do that again.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, dude. Oh my god. Please let this happen. Is this jungle cardless?
No way.
No way? You're saying no way to me right now?
Oh, wait a second. Is there a chance that could be Mikro playing mid lane Karthus? And they're giving Zabur the counter pick in top lane. This is something we prepared for when we played this team without Vivaret. Because Mikro, he's a mid and jungle main. And this is actually quite possibly the most efficient...
Yeah, Sign on top, yeah. No, wait, yeah.
Volibear jungle. On top,
oh my god.
Of all the excitements I had, I wanted something flashier than fucking Scion. Although, for what it's worth, unless they are, which they could be, hovering Summoner's Troll, but Coffee is hovering a Teleport right now. Or, no one's hovering a Smite, so yeah, I guess they don't have their Summoners figured out yet. So we'll see if they do some last-minute trading here. But that is going to be a Scion for Blabur in one of the 2 solo lanes.
Yeah.
Presumably top. Let's talk about SS Boosted for a second. I want to make sure they stop trading champions before I talk about the other team.
Okay.
So, Kindred coming out of Dub Drum we didn't touch on, and Thor going for Lissandra in the mid lane. This is a nice, fairly meta team. It's going to go fast, go forward, and deal a ton of damage.
Yep. So many engage options for this lineup. It's outstanding how many ways they can actually start a fight. And they actually have a little bit of a follow through. They have sustained damage out of Sivir, and also Kindred. Kindred ult, when used correctly, is so incredibly powerful for basically baiting the enemy team into diving a little too deep. But I mean, just to touch on this, Kindred pre 6.9, absolutely top tier jungler. One of highly contested pick ban. Now the Devourer's gone. Kindred's still strong, actually. Sitting at like a 50% win rate last time I checked. But still just not as strong. So I don't know if Dub Drum actually plays Kindred.
This seems like a good Dub Drum champ, though, because Kindred
Yeah.
has such strong early ganks, and with how often he's in the right position, in the pre-6 levels, only with more damage.
Yeah, I think this is good for him too, because even if he doesn't have a lot of gank opportunities, he can just farm really hard, and he's gonna outscale the Volibear jungle. Yeah, this is a really solid lineup, and I hope that Boosted Friendship, they realize what their win condition is and they sort of execute on that. This team comp's also very good for Dragon control early on. Like all of these champions really do well at level 6. So you can definitely expect a lot of fights over Dragon this game. Huh?
So-
Yes, this is a Karthus mid.
Yep, going back to Batty Bargain Bin here, this is the positional lineup I expected out of these guys when they didn't play Vivrat, and was really surprised it wasn't what they went with. Madam Strip playing the AD carry. This isn't something he's played recently, but something he's played in previous SBL seasons. Something he's said is by far his second most comfortable role, and something when he played, 2 odd years ago, had very solid performances on. And it allows Mick to go back to his comfortable position and Coffee to play at a comfortable position, with Labour kind of taking the sacrifice for his team. And, I mean, honestly, the way that Labour's been playing the laning phase so far this series, it might not even be a bad thing that he's getting away from Thor.
Yeah, it really could actually mean some good things, because obviously, like you said, he does play Sion a lot. Usually he plays a mid, but I assume he has also played Sion top a great deal, and he does have a very high level of mastery on the champion. So he could actually maybe just run away with this top lane. I'm not quite sure how the Sion Echo matchup goes, but this could be the first game of the series where Blue really comes into his own and becomes the carry that his team needs. Now,
And
especially that
of
Beatbox
that-
Woogie's gone.
And on top of that, we've seen that it's just Madam Strip, who's been just an atrocious laner this season, has been able to beat up on the wind at points. Labour is going to be a hell of a lot harder to handle, especially on an early laning phase bully like the Sion.
Yeah. Yeah, and he could actually just call up Coffee all the time for tons of jungle pressure. They could really zone on the wind out of the lane and get Blab really big CS lead, and maybe save that teleport, like he, hit level 6 and then use basically what he did last game, go into the bot lane and ult down the lane and try to make something happen there. And with the teleport, he's able to get back to top and save it.
Yep. So, 2 things I want to touch on real fast before we get into this game here. First of all is that it's a double teleport versus a single teleport. The double on the side of SS Boosted Friendship. So, interested to see if they manage to make any proper plays with that come late game, as that's a fairly substantial advantage in shot calling.
Yes, more options. Yeah, I mean, even if you messed up one teleport, you could still have a teleport to match the other one, so you could just sort of rely on that. 1-3-1, 1-4, all these different split push compositions can work really well with a double TP. And not only that, even in the early game, this team is actually very good at just bringing 5-man bottom and doing the fuck fest and getting the double kill bot and then getting the early dragon.
And the way the series has gone, that could be something that Resquect and Evelite need. This has not been their finest hour. And maybe sometimes as a shot call, you gotta realize, some guys on my team are a little tilted. Maybe I should give them a little more pressure than I think is right, just to help them get into a better mental state so they can, loosen up and start playing at the level that I know they can.
Right, yeah, exactly.
That being said, I don't think anyone on SS Boosted Friendships is smart enough shot caller to think like that. But the other thing I want to touch on, Mikuro Karthus. I know we've got some people watching that maybe weren't around far enough back to remember this, but Mikuro's Karthus is probably one of the all-time most banned champions in the SBL. Just something he was absolutely famous for back when he was a good player. And something that whenever he has to bust it out, usually has solid performances, if not the hyper carry level he had years ago.
Yep. And
man,
wow,
these teams are going to miss each other. They're both going to invade, and they're both... God, we were so close to a level 1 team fight. That's depressing every time that happens. Oh, but there goes Blue Brewer. Oh, come on, back off. Go back to your blue buff. You realize no one warded it.
Yeah, you gotta leave a ward in your own jungle.
There's still a chance for them to come down through here and
Yo!
meet them.
Oh yeah, dude, this might be happening.
So this is a huge knowledge advantage in favor of Batty Bargain Bin. And oh, this is so dangerous in Fog of War. They're going to that red buff, and Medic is getting gimped on. He gets knocked up. He's exhausted. He goes on a first blood onto Blaboor, and the chase coming out of Batty Bargain Bin along with the mastery emote. 2 flashes and a kill onto your star player. What an awesome start for Batty Bargain Bin.
Oh man, those champion mastery emotes. Oh man.
It's like respect has been tilted ever since Boogie started flashing that champion mastery.
Yep.
And man, if I'm boosted friendship and I was worried about my bot lane being tilted before, it didn't get any better with that level 1.
No, it did not. So yeah, who did that kill go over? That Blaboor? Yeah,
That went onto Blaboor.
Yeah, it's a health crystal in lane. It might make a difference here.
Yeah, I mean, that gives him the opportunity to go for a very early all-in if he'd like to. And on a champion that just bullies in most lanes, like we were talking about for a good minute and a half there, we expect Blaboor to have the potential to bully his lane. Now that he's got a gold lead, that should be even more opportunity to do so. That's going to be a super early Spectre's Cowl. Just opens up a lot of opportunities for Blaboor at top lane.
Phil Destiny being a menace, being a Bard player down in bottom lane, definitely cashing in on those spell thieves procs. I'm interested to see how well Mikro can farm on this mid Karthus because Thrifty Senpai, he sets the bar high for what it means to farm. Stay back and farm in lane as a Karthus.
That's really unfair of you to be comparing Mikro to Thrifty Senpai.
Well,
Next
I mean,
thing
they're
you know...
both acclaimed Karthus players. I need to make a comparison.
Oh geez, this is a lot of damage on SBL Captain. But no chase.
Yeah. Huh. Well, nothing too crazy so far in the lane phases. Everyone seems to be keeping up CS-wise. Madam Stripe and Failed Destiny, they have a lot of opportunity to just poke out Sivir and Alistar here and just like take over this lane. They have the mini wave in a pretty good spot, so if they can just keep it here, they can just continually keep poking at him, and this is so annoying. I feel like I've been the Alistar player in this matchup before.
Yeah, and it's really hard from this position because if you're spamming your heal, you're helping push the lane, which they don't want to be doing right now.
Exactly.
Oh, man, this is going to be a lot of damage going on the SBL Captain from creeps there. A nice chase from Renai's circulation. And he is really smart. He does not over-chase into this creep wave at all. He knows exactly where the limit of his damage is. Now this bot lane strip with the proper focus fire. You want to go for my support? I'll go for the enemy carry. And this is a great trade.
Oh my god.
Oh.
9 health. 9 health.
That came down to 1 missed Q. You
Yep.
would have been dead.
Oh.
Both junglers showing up in this mid lane. Seaman is not seen right there.
Yeah, Admiral, he's playing over towards the side here, trying to get a bait going, but I think Mikro was wised up to it.
But Blaboor roaming down, he's just going for some deep vision.
Yeah. That's a good ward. I don't know a whole lot about like the early lane phase as a top laner, but is that common for top laners to ward there?
So because there's that ward lower in the river, it's a good ward, because now the only way that Kindred can get behind Blabur would be to like walk through mid lane when the creeps are pushed and take a really weird angle. Blabur's gonna just have really early knowledge of wherever Dumb Drum is, which will let him push very aggressively, which is what he as a player likes to do.
Mm-hmm. But he's starting to get into a CS deficit here. He's down 10 CS, now 12, and he had this problem last game on
That is
Sion.
a huge wave that's coming at him, though.
Yeah, that's true.
He's gonna be able to get a good amount of that under his tower, presumably. And he also has Bully Bear there, which I think is what he's been waiting for. But he's taking a lot of damage.
He might be baiting this in.
Yeah, but he baited a little too hard too early there, so it's just gonna be a lost trade and a waste of time by Mr. Coffee. And Blabur has to actually be careful here because Captain goes in, he gets knocked over the tower, but he has the ultimate. But he flashes the Champion Mastery and he gets killed by Mr. Coffee for it. Now meanwhile, this mid lane, Victorel gets Tower Dome, an easy kill for Thor Odin's son. But here comes, and there's a kill for Victorel.
Oh man, Captain had that all planned out too. He was gonna get that sneaky kill under the tower, but Blabur, he had the knock-up charge, gets it, and then flashes the auto attack to survive, and Mr. Coffee, he just comes in for, he wanted some gold too, and he takes that kill. But yeah, a 3-man tower dive into the mid lane, but Mick trades 1 for 1, so that's a huge win for the person getting ganked 1v3.
Absolutely.
So once again, a pretty good start here for this Baddie Bargain Bin lineup. Not as good as last game though. I mean, there's still time for it to get to that point, but this is still very good.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. They just seem to have figured something out after game 1.
Oh yeah, look, Kindred. Oh, there's no wards for this Baddie Bargain Bin duo lane here. Or wait, is he sitting on a ward? No, he's sitting on a pink ward. Oh yeah, are they gonna? Man, he's really waiting a long time here.
The only problem is that Medic's only way to get in on this would be a Headbutt Pulverized combo, but Kindred finally coming around. No, just kidding.
Wow. And now he goes in. There's the combo.
Going on to Failed Destiny, a ton of damage, and here comes a teleport out of Blabur, but it might be a little too late to save here. This is a 4v2, and that teleport was canceled by Blabur. Ends up being a kill onto Dub Drum, and presumably going to be a dragon as well, which is the Earth Dragon that is currently available.
Yeah, and just like I said in the draft, like one teleport was down in their top laner, but they still have that teleport in the mid laner, and he comes in, and I don't know if he actually got in and got that kill, so, you know, a 4-man gank to the bottom lane.
But this is going to be a contest. This will be a nice true shot barrage. Now, Mr. Coffee's going deep for the lieutenant. Does not spell through the grab. He has to flash out. Thor Odinson gets on a nice ult, but it's not going to be enough. This is a kill for Blabur, a kill for Karthus, and now should be an easy dragon for the Baddie Bargain. As Mikro chases down from a double kill for Mikro on his least favorite player in the league. An awesome series of events for the Baddie Bargain Bin, who are only going to take a little bit of damage top lane for it.
That is so great for Baddie Bargain Bin. So an oversight from the Boosted Friendship team. I mean, it seems like a very common play, right? You bring your mid laner down bot, you set your jungler there, you gank, you kill support, transition over to a dragon, but Seaman, Dubdrum was really chunked out. He was already down to half health when they started that dragon, and Blabur, he had the teleport up, so he came in, ganked it really well, great Sion ult, and it was just chain CC to kill the jungler and get the dragon. So really good execution out of Baddie Bargain Bin.
But this could be a big fight. Mikro is tanking this tower, and he is about to go down to Thor Odinson, getting the shutdown. Now, Failed Destiny running for his little bard life, but Kindred is going to beat Mr. Coffee there. He mental journeys through, but now he's on top of it. Take a nice flip away, gonna buy Failed Destiny some time, but a 2-man knockup out of Respect, and the tower dive going down. A kill for Lissandra, a kill for Kindred, and a nice turnaround for the SS Boosted Friendship.
Oh man, I say something nice about Baddie Bargain Bin, and then they come back and overstay in the mid lane. So that's answered right back. And look, the gold lead is now in boosted, boosted territory. Yeah, man, that I don't think they really expected to lose. They were willing to give up bars there, but to have Volibear go down as well and Alistar not take his life for the tower is huge. Now they're gonna get mid lane for this too.
That's so huge. That opens
Yeah.
this map up so much.
Yeah, and now Karthus is relegated back and just farming. And I don't know if he's gonna even try to keep the lane frozen here, so he can keep farming. He doesn't have the Rod of Ages completed. He does have that tier though. But now he has to sort of farm in no man's land. He's really gankable now. He doesn't have flash on this Karthus.
But that doesn't seem to be enough to scare Coffee, who has teammates in the neighborhood, because here comes Babur with a nice damage on the Kindred. Gonna have to pop the ultimate just to buy some time, but ultimately gonna go down to Mr. Coffee there.
More champion master event. Yeah, so Bard, Failed Destiny, he's on that roam lifestyle as support, which is so meta nowadays. It is just pretty much absolutely required in the support role. Like, a good support player, and if they had a resume, it'd be like if one of the bullet points was excellent at roaming, I would hire them on the spot. Yeah, and he's
and that
helping in
excellent
mid
roam's
lane.
gonna turn into 2 objectives. That's a blue buff steal, taking that away from Thor Odinson, in addition to getting the mid lane tower. So both mid lane towers down, the only ones down on the map. And maybe more importantly, that blue buff being stolen away from Thor Odinson should open up a nice window for a power play here out of SS boosted, or sorry, out of Baddie Bargain Bin, because Lissandra is very mana hungry, especially when you're trying to wave clear, which now that he's going to be a tower back, he presumably will be.
Yeah. Oh,
And
Micro.
Captain getting flipped. He's going to try to get a stun here, but a nice long-range slow, but no, what am I talking about? He's Echo. Of course he can jump out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, Echo with all of his abilities up and with mana to use them, being able to dodge out of a Volibear Scion gank seems elementary for an experienced Echo player, but maybe not.
Oh, this is dangerous for Strip and Destiny.
Yeah.
Gonna get sight of Thor, gonna get some pokes out of Thor, and Thor's gonna just run.
Yeah. That Cosmic Binding landed on the wall. That could have been something. Like, could have rotated in here and...
This could be
Oh,
this is
no.
gonna be a 5v3 because here comes On the Wind, an easy kill onto Failed Destiny, and presumably gonna be a tower as well.
So here we go, five men in the bottom lane for boosted friendship, and they're just gonna strong arm this tower now, picking up that kill onto Failed Destiny. Failed Destiny, he almost got out. He had like the perfect tunnel set up or magical journey set up, but he just got stun locked and CC chained and goes down there, loses the tower. Blev's gonna try to get some tower on the trade
It is
though.
a big teleport down though. They still have Thors available, but we have a minute 30 till the second Earth Dragon spawns. So if On the Wind is up there matching the push out of Labur, this will turn into a TP advantage and potentially a second Dragon for Baddie Bargain Bin. So they need to do the smart thing.
Sorry, I'm sort of amazed right now how look at just the scores across. It's almost dead even in every lane.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah, the only lane with a significant CS advantage is the top lane, but gold is still even up there despite that CS deficit because until that tower dive, Labur had been a part of 5 kills to On the Wind's 0.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was part of 1 kill. His
Just
kill.
in that last tower dive, I mean.
Oh yeah.
Before that, it was 0-1-0 versus 2-0-3.
Yeah.
So we got 38 seconds on the string, but a fight gonna break down
Oh.
beforehand. There's a teleport coming out of Lissandra, and Mr. Coffee ends up going way too deep. He has to flash defensively, but he still dies to SSB Seaman. And now a lot of damage going on to Failed Destiny. He's being slowed, he has no tower to run to. And that Failed Destiny for that magical journey could have put his AD carry in danger too, because now Madam Strip knocked up, knocked back, and being King drones here. Gonna die under his own tower. 3 kills for nothing right before this dragon for the SS boosted friendship.
Yeah, I mean, that's the second time this game where they just bring more numbers into the bottom lane and they get a lot of kills out of it, and they're gonna get a tier 2 tower out of this, and they're gonna rotate and get a dragon. This is huge for Mr. Friendship.
Yeah, I don't know if Triple B aren't respecting Fog of War, or they just aren't respecting the idea of being ganked. But this mid-game shot calling has been so much better out of boosted friendship.
Yeah, they look like they're really coming together as a team. They're really crisp rotations. Ezreal comes in looking for a steal. No miracle steals today.
I just got a bug splat.
Oh,
No, it was just you.
I can
Unfortunately.
reconnect right away, but just be aware it might happen.
it's going. That bug's going around, man. Spaghetti code. Watch out.
So taking a look back at these scoreboards while we have our first lull in the action. Once again this series, Thor Odinson getting fairly big. He's 4-1-2 on that Lissandra. Been using that teleport really effectively. Just really, other than Woogie, looking like the player of this series.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like there could have been a pretty good scuffle, 2v2 action there in the mid lane, but it's gonna be diffused. And once again, though, I want to highlight two players. Thor on Boost of Friendship, once again having a fantastic game. Like, he is fantastic at roaming to the bottom lane and picking up kills. He really is a team player. Like, he has that in his mindset. He's always there for kills. He has very high kill participation from what I've seen. And he's in a very good spot for Lissandra at 16 minutes into the game. But to talk about the Batty Bargainman lineup, 0-4 for this failed Destiny. On the Bard, who we're hyping up in the draft about how he's still good at Bard, and he probably still is. He's still, trust me, he's still very good at Bard, but he has been maybe playing a little over-aggressive, and the bot lane has been a lot of the focus here. And he has definitely received the bad end of the stick there.
Yeah, those were the two scorelines I wanted to talk about, because those are the two that are really defining this game 17 minutes in. And Build Destiny just no respect for the idea of being ganked. I mean, that's the weakness of not playing a tank support, is you can just be killed mercilessly when you're out of position. And he has been.
Well, there's almost like, there's this great nuance when you play Bard, is that you can play, you can almost act and play like you're really stupid, because Bard allows you to do that. Magical Journey can get you out of so many like kills and ganks that you can play really aggressive and like get tons of poke with Cosmic Binding, and just be basically a giant nuisance, and you can get out with Magical Journey, but it just hasn't panned out for him. And yeah, I do agree though, he has probably been playing a little too aggressive for my taste as a support player.
This could turn into a collapse here. Kindred's coming on the flank. Sivers just showing up, maybe ready to go on the hunt.
Yeah.
It's a fight if either team wants it.
Oh, there's Boosted split here.
There's a nice wall. Medic being knocked up solo. He's being exhausted. Why would you ever exhaust the Alistair? Because now Thor is in. He is shutting down Mikro. He's trying to put down some damage in the fight before he dies. Mikro down a 1-for-1. A big Requiem about to come out, and Madam Script maybe has a chance to mop this one up. A total disengage coming out of the SS Boosted Friendship, and no focus fire out of Batty Bargain Bin is going to make this a 1-for-2 so far.
Oh, there's some really low members, and they're going a very dangerous route with a full health Ezreal right now. Oh, Baboor's got the flank.
Oh, Baboor on the flank. Chris West gets risked again. A 2-for-2, but no objectives in position to be taken there.
Yeah, Rift Herald. Wait, no, they're picking it. Yeah, they're going for this.
They are going to go for Rift Herald.
On the window, he's got some potions ticking, dude. He's looking to disrupt this. He's looking to
this is kind of
cause
dangerous,
some mayhem.
Because that is a 13,000 health Rift Herald. That's not like a 4-minute dragon that's gonna die in 15 seconds.
Yeah. They just back off. That's really heads up play on the win there to stop that.
Yeah, completely agree.
That was a very odd team fight, and there was like, I don't know. I saw Madam Stripe shoot his ultimate, and it didn't. I don't know if it really hit anyone. It might have actually hit Seaman on the top side, but direct camera was like a little out of range for me. But the big thing there that saved Boost Friendship from just totally wiping that team fight was the Lamstress fight. Like, Mick died, and he like just immediately pressed R, which usually is an all right idea. But you can't do that when you have an ultimate on the other team that literally makes you not take damage. Because the entire team just walked into Lamstress and they didn't take any damage from that ultimate.
And that was a nice Rift Herald stop out of the 3 members of Batty Bargain Bin. And now that's going to be a complete stop as Mikro is getting a split push pressure onto the spot lane.
Yep, and Rift Herald returns to Void. He was so popular. He was like the cool guy at the party. Everyone wanted to talk to him, but then he had to go home.
Well, that was probably the best case scenario for him. I mean, that was like all these cute girls are coming up and asking him to prom, and he was like just so confused about what he wanted to do. And that actually saved his life because everyone in his high school is just an insane serial murderer that wanted to kill him just for his body.
Here at the SBL, we only have the finest analogies. Yeah, dude, don't break that SBL bank, man. Don't get me started on my bank analogy.
All right, I won't. But I will get you started on 35 seconds until the third Earth Dragon of the game spawns.
Oh man, come on, Riot.
This kind of actually excites me a little bit. I like the Earth Dragon as recently as today because it's the smite damage. I never realized that. I never thought about that. That makes it so smite offs can be so intense if somebody has more Earth Dragons than the other. And somebody's gonna have to have more Earth Dragons than the other. But
yeah.
Fail Destiny being caught out again, he magical journeys away, and actually Captain taking the train straight to the Baddie Bargain Express as Coffee comes to the flank, but he's really deep here. Now he starts running away from his team. He has to flash a wall defensively. And Coffee nearly throws away a good situation for his team there, but he's going to have to go back to base right as this dragon is spawning.
Damn, that sucks. I mean, that's... maybe that's just a little inexperience out of Coffee there, but oh man.
But this fight's going to break anyways. A lot of damage, but Wall of Pain puts out a lot, and Captain actually ultimates out of that fight. Now Medic is really deep, but Alistair doesn't put out any damage. Babur going to go for a teleport, but it gets interrupted on the top by Thor Odinson. Requiem maybe going to pick off.
Oh!
Picks off Dub Drum.
Oh, that's so huge.
Might not be over.
Oh no!
The 3-man knockup though. Oh, the mob up attempted. Captain gets a kill but dies for it. 2 kills for.
Oh! Four members dead for boosted on the map.
Mikiro for everyone but Evelite, and this will turn into the second Earth Dragon and a top lane turret. And this is actually really big for the Baddie Bargain Bin because they're going to be down 2 towers, but even on gold and also up a dragon, even if it is only the Earth Dragon.
Yeah, I think they're actually gonna even out this gold maybe and take the lead after right. Here, oh, tied. Wow.
Dead even, but down 2 turrets is
Dude,
a good place to be.
This is a game 3, man. This is fucking great.
Absolutely. This series has been completely exceeded expectations, I think.
Yeah.
When we heard Viverette wasn't going to be around.
Yeah, and that's so good to hear because I don't like, I mean, especially me, I don't like playoff series where you have subs. Doesn't feel good,
But
man.
Mr. Coffee maybe pushing a little too aggressively here. Dumptrup takes a lot of creep damage, but that shouldn't be enough to lose him this fight. But Thor Odinson showing up, going to drop the Glacial Prison onto Mr. Coffee. And Mr. Coffee's going to just awkwardly try to find some place to run. Bard going to drop it.
Oh!
Flashed by Thor Odinson. Going to slowly but surely. It dumped him with just a retarded flash there to take that kill that was already secured.
Damn.
But regardless, a kill on Mr. Coffee and a seed potential if Boosted Friendship wants to take it.
Yeah, but there's no tier 2 tower in this lane to take, so they're gonna have to go into the extremely pushed mid lane and push that all the way back, or just like there's no objective here to take, so it might not mean much. Man, I thought Mr. Coffee was gonna get out there. Unfortunately, his passive was popped right when Lysandra ulted, but if his passive was still up, I think he might have been able to get out of there. Fail Destiny was coming in for a magical journey to safety. Yeah, that actually doesn't mean anything. They're not gonna get any objectives off that. Mikro, he's doing a good amount of damage right now. He's working on that, I assume, Void Staff or maybe Death Cap.
Or maybe Zanya's. I think Zanya's is what a good Karthus would build here. But
Yeah.
I don't know with Mikiro.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you actually need the Void Staff. The only person... Well, no, I mean, Legion's builds, and Echo is building a Frozen... Oh, an Iceborne Gauntlet, but no MR. Huh.
Yeah, I think maybe Thrifty Senpai can correct us in Twitch chat if we're wrong here, but you just get so much play potential with the Zanyas on Karthus, because he can completely destroy a zone of a fight, because he's got 10 seconds of AoE wherever he decides to plant between that and his death passive.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's probably the logical choice
But
here.
that's basically that's the same exact thing Lysandra can do too with the Zonias.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah, well, I just realized Thor going for a bit of a different build than I normally go for, but I don't know what mages go for in Season 6, so I could be wrong. But kind of surprised to see him 2 items in and not have a Z-Glass on that Lysandra.
Yeah, actually, Zora's brought up in Twitch chat that he's going for a Rylas.
Oh, but a Bartle going in onto the Lysandra with the knockup missed by Babu, and the on the hunt is popped. Mikro trying to get into the middle of this fight, but Mr. Coffee, the first to go down now, Mikro is in, and he is putting down a lot of damage, but I don't know if it'll be enough. A Kindred ult to save the lives of a lot of people on the SS Boosted Friendship. Requiem only going to finish off 1, and that's going to be a quadra kill for Thor Odin's son. 2 for 5 in favor of SSB.
Yeah, walking into that jungle choke point with a Sivir and Lysandra and Echo at Kindred, just everyone on that team, all the champions on the boosted team loved that fight. And I think they played that one really well. Basically, Alistar and Echo were tanking everything up in the front, and Sivir and Lysandra were pretty much untouched at the beginning of the fight. Sivir did go down, but Lysandra coming up huge. Thor, once again, man. Like, this guy's unstoppable.
And the thing about that fight was that was maybe 2 or 3 seconds away from being a great fight for Batty Bargain Bin. But Coffee got a little too hypey too early, and Mikro was a little too far from that fight. Just too much damage went down before Mikro could get into the middle of that fight where Karthus wants to be. By the way, going for a Rylai's Crystal Scepter with that 3rd item, which is fairly popular item on this patch.
Kindred was picked before Karthus, correct?
No. Kindred's the last pick.
Okay.
But for what it's worth, he was not able to. He didn't save Vlad from Requiem with his ults.
No, but he is saving. That has happened multiple times. Not this one in particular.
Yeah, I agree, Trey. Yeah, he actually was picked last for their team for boosted, but he wasn't last pick overall. But Karthus was picked, what, 2nd rotation, I think? Yeah. So that's a good point, Trey. That's actually a really smart adaptation. Maybe Dubjump doesn't play a lot of Kindred, but they recognize the utility Kindred's ult could have against the Karthus.
I mean, he's already played his first game Malzahar this series, so.
Yeah, he's just gonna first.
I do believe he has a
time
few
play
Kindred
anything.
games, though. Don't quote me on that, but. So looking at dragons, I believe that's the water dragon icon, right? Or sorry, the wind dragon.
That's wind.
Is that the water dragon? That's wind. Okay.
Yeah, I know they switched
What an
the colors.
exciting game of dragons.
Yeah.
But maybe if I bring down his Thor actually has to flash. That's a valuable flash. And a nice knockout of Medic, but they gotta watch out. Actually, Lieutenant getting given on the side, but a great Bardal. But Mikro in the middle of this fight putting down a ton of damage, but it does not look like it's gonna be enough. A double kill for Echo, just Batty Bargain Bin falling apart at the seams here. As Madam Strip's getting chased out of this fight by On the Wind Ace. Sivir 4-5 out of SS Boosted Friendship. And they are just so much better in this team fighting phase.
Yeah, I mean, their team composition's built for it. These fights are, I mean, I'm just tempted to say easy. It just sort of falls in line with all of these champion abilities. Sivir on the hunt, Lamb's Respite. Alistar got a 3-man headbutt there while the 2 carries were in the Tempered Fate. It all just lined up perfectly for Boosted Friendship. And the team composition for Batty Barkman has a lot harder time executing these team fights, these open 5v5 fights. And that's going to mean an inhibitor for Boosted Friendship going on to that 30-minute mark of the game.
Yeah, and a 6,500 gold lead now, which is, substantial enough to matter at the 30-minute mark here.
Yeah, I'm not going to count him out yet, though, yet. Karthus is just going to keep scaling super well. Same with that Ezreal. I mean, there's a certain point where, like, Ezreal, he's going to reach his item break point, his 6 items, and I think Sivir with the W changes might do, oh man. Wow. That was great. That was some
He
great.
wanted that stack bad.
Yeah,
He got it.
He got it. We'll see if that comes back and bites him.
Something I did not realize until just now. SSB captain, formerly known as On the Wind, with 24 stacks on his
Oh.
Majai Soul Stealer.
Whoa.
And now a big give, having Destiny and Mikaro both thrown up there. Coffee's going to go down as well. He's flashing the wall. That Requiem isn't going to stop squat. And SSB Seaman chases this one down. And a kill for respect.
Yeah, wow, that's some really heads-up play. Great catch for Boosted Friendship to know that there's members of Batty Bargabin that were caught out in a very simple tower dive on the Mana Stripe, and he's going to go down as well. And Labour's the last one left alive here, but it doesn't matter. On the Wind's just going to keep wasting his time down here with Echo. It's going to be another inhibitor going over to Boosted Friendship.
This has to be so fucking annoying for Blab.
Oh yeah, look how fast he moves, man. Dude, on Reddit, someone posted the idea of Storm Raider's Surge on Echo. Think about that annoying bullshit.
Like, look at this shit. This.
Right?
I'm just so happy. How often, like, it's incredibly rare that directed camera actually gets to follow a fight like this for so long.
Yeah.
And Captain tries to stop the ult, but that was a stupid teleport.
Yeah, that was a real dumb teleport there. Man, Labour looks so cool going out. That ultimate he turns into a fucking car.
But what doesn't look cool for Daddy Bargain Bin is this Baron Nasher completely for free with the 2 inhibitors down, and this is now the easiest game in the world to close out.
Yep.
10k gold, Baron buff, and only 1 inhibitor left to assault.
Yeah.
I do not think this game will last much longer.
No, I don't see that happening either. And aside from Karthus, this Batty Bargain team does not have any wave clear. Like any good fast wave clear. Even Karthus. Look at this. Okay, maybe that's all right.
But not
Yes,
all right enough for 2 waves of
yeah.
supers in your base.
No, it is not. Definitely not. Because he had to get in range for the Defile too, and so once this siege comes in on this bottom tower for Boosted Friendship, there's like almost no way he can wave clear. The only way is with Late Waste.
Yeah, there are a few wards that Daddy Bargain has in their blue side. They need to pretty much just go for a home guard teleport flank out of Labour the second they see Boosted approaching, because they just don't have the time to stall here.
Yeah, and they do have that ward on their blue buff bush, so that would be the ward to teleport to if there was anything, and he would just walk into the lane and ult in from behind.
Labour is under the tower here, not going for it, but Captain goes a little deep. A nice ult on a failed Destiny, but it might not be enough. Shut down onto Echo, and
Oh
actually
my
a
God.
lot of damage coming out of Daddy Bargain here. Mikro with a big ult, but this is still a really close team fight that Daddy Bargain are slowly winning.
none of them
Some
have died
pop-up
yet.
damage coming out. Karthus 4-3, but now they're going for a chase. Seaman and Lieutenant both so very low here. And Coffee goes for the chase down, but he's going to die. And now
Oh
a
my
flash
God!
on the field Destiny. Oh my God. That was inexcusably bad. They just nearly saved the game. But now they're both going to die. It's going to
has been destroyed.
versus Madam Strip. I'm actually really disappointed that Lieutenant and Seaman, 280 carries, didn't aggress forward for the end there.
Yeah, I don't blame them though for playing it safe, because you pretty much have the game locked down, and they were pretty low health, and a couple Mystic shots could have finished them off. No Lamb's Respite, no Flash for Kindred, but no Summoners for Sivir either, so it's a little risky. But look at that, the minions are gonna Ezreal, no wave clear. He just loses the Nexus towers while he's standing still, trying to auto and kill them.
So there's currently a Fire Dragon 28 seconds from spawning, and 1 open inhibitor and 1 open Nexus on this map.
Yep. They have 30 seconds. But yeah. Wait, oh no, they're gonna have 20 seconds once the dragon comes up, but they'll get that real fast.
And Ezreal in the base, so there's not going to be any contesting here. But the game not over yet.
I would contest that point.
The Nexus remains.
And the inhibitors up. But they have killed all the other structures on the map.
But yeah,
Yeah,
they,
it's a very.
Babur does have a flank available here.
They have to
We'll
fight
see
right
if
now.
he goes
You
for
can't.
it.
You can't let teams like this go up to your nexus with no towers. You have to fight farther away
But
from your nexus.
Bardol going to be used defensively, and that's probably losing the game here. Respect going in, Coffee nowhere near his team. Mikaro knocked out. He's not putting down any damage in this fight. Actually, he put down a little bit of damage, but Lamb's Respect comes down as Sivir just goes for the head of the play, rushes the Nexus. Double kill for Thoron Sun. That's a mop up. It was awkward, but here we are. The
That lab
Nexus
just
going
perfectly
down.
overlapped on the Karthus Defile. If that is not saying I hard counter you, I don't know what is.
And now backs against the wall here. Batty Boggeman down 2-1. Gonna have to ask some big questions about what they want to do in this game 4.
Yeah, but at least they show that they can put up a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. They just fell apart in the mid game. I mean, it's so easy to look at that game and say, guys, we know what went wrong. We can do it better next game. So let's see if they can do that, if they can adjust accordingly. And we will be back in 3 minutes to find out.
I don't think we're cut.
Sound muted.
I've asked you 1,000 questions with no answers. What the fuck? Alright, a letter to your supervisor. I could really use the look. Wanna see you, wanna be, you wanna have no fear. Move it around, give me ups and downs, make it crystal clear. Wonder what you're doing right now. Send the world away. Wonder what you're doing right now. In time, my friend. Wonder what you're doing right now. Send the world away. Don't care when, don't care how. Just give me an answer, please. Made another mistake again. Hope I follow through. Empty bed, empty car, empty wallet, empty heart. Heard you made some brand new friends. Wonder what they mean to you. Well, I did too, but they'll never fill the space you left. Wonder what you're doing right now. Send the world away. Wonder what you're doing right now. Time, my friend. Wonder what you're doing right now. Send the world away. You don't care when, don't care how. Just give me an answer, please. Nightmares when I close my eyes. When is it over? When is it over? Wonder what you're doing right now. Wonder what you're doing right now. time, my friend. Wonder what you're doing right now. Send the world away. You don't care when, don't care how. Send the world away. You can. Send the world away. You can. Just give me an answer, please.
Sound resumed.
All right, folks, we are back with Game 4 of the SBL quarterfinal here between Batty Bargain Bin with 1 win and the SS Boosted Friendship with 2, coming off of just a horrific mid-game out of the Batty Bargain Bin, because they had a lot of things going for them early, and then their shot calling just kind of fell apart in the mid-game.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but that it's very classic Batty Bargain Bin. Yeah, it just seemingly falls off. And if it didn't fall off, there just wasn't a lot of good teamwork out of them. They were kind of opting into really bad 5v5s when they should have recognized Boosted Friendships lineup will always win the 5v5 if it's a fair open fight.
Yeah, and the worst thing for them was that fight at the ramp near Baron Pit that kind of opened that game up. That was a fight that was so close to having been a great setup for Triple B. If they had just given it, 2 or 3 seconds more to develop.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one I pointed out where that Karth Assault, I think, Lamb's Respite stole 2 kills away from Mick there, which would have been huge for him just to get a little more gold in his pocket and maybe get to a bigger, better point for him to do more damage, which he already did. He actually topped last game for most damage dealt to champions, so he definitely did his part in his role. I would assume that they would stick with those roles again. God, wait, oh, thank God. Sometimes I accidentally click quit spectating when it pops up, and I get really tilted because it's client. But luckily I hit browsepvp.net.
Be good, fam.
I'm back in. So, but drafting has always been a weak point for Batty Bargain Bin, in my opinion. I think they can do a much better job and put them into a better situation here with this draft, because we've gotten a lot of information from Boosted and what they can do and what they're willing to play and pick.
Wait. You're telling me Batty Bargain Bin does a bad job of drafting, and you think they will just do a better job?
Well, no. I'm saying that they now have the information over 3 games to do a better job. They are in a position where they can do a better job. I don't know if they are going to. I don't know. We'll see. These are some good bands, I think. Lysandra ban seems iffy because Thor is already showing that. Oh, actually, Azir ban too. So wait, that defaults into Rise though, but they have first pick, so they might take it away. We'll see.
Or maybe they're confident in the Rise. I mean, of those 3, I would probably most want to play against the Rise, because that's the least of a playmaker. And we saw Thor making a lot of plays on both the Azir and the Lysandra this series.
Yeah, and I guess they did lose the game when they were on that Rise, but
all right, I gotta interrupt here. First 2 picks coming out of Boosted Friendship, Sivir and Skarner.
Yeah.
Skarner is not a good early draft pick. Even with Sivir, who works really good with Skarner, you now are like, hey, enemy team, I'm going to play this champion that can only do one thing. Please don't pick 4 champions that can make my life difficult. Gentleman's agreement. And there are no gentleman's agreements in war. And as
Yeah.
far as I know, there aren't any in the SBL either.
Mm-hmm. So I actually like that they dropped the Skarner ban, because you're gonna put Dub Drum in the position where he wanted to pick it early, right? Because that's already like a guaranteed pick for them. Like they don't need to wait for counter picks. They're just gonna be like, boom, got Skarner. I'm so good at Skarner. I'm just gonna carry this game as Skarner. But like you said, you bring up this Skarner is very binary in his play style. He can be countered very easily, and he's already not looking too good into an Alistar and Caitlyn, who can set up traps and net away.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully we will see a better game out of Strip this game. He was fairly timid last match, and that's on Ezreal, who has so many opportunities to, play with balls. Caitlyn still has a lot of opportunities to have big balls, but we're going to need to see him capitalize on that testicular power.
Testicular power. And wow, this draft has taken the turn for interesting. I mean, let's talk about Zach first off. I mean, we don't see a lot of Zach at all in solo queue. I think we've seen Zach at least a couple times.
Yes, actually,
this season,
the SS boosted friendship going all the way back to week 1 was played in the jungle by Dub Drum.
Yeah,
it went very, very badly, and was pretty much a meme, at least within my team, for the entire rest of the season, because it was just such a bad game of Zach.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to imagine Daddy Martin was like, you know what? Why don't we just pick Zach to laugh at how bad his Zach was, and show him that we can win with it.
Yeah. But obviously that's probably another comfort champ for Coffee, who isn't opting for... They actually hovered over Poppy for a second earlier in the draft, which is definitely his go-to champ, and then it's Volibear. I didn't know what else was in the depth chart for him, but I guess it is Zach in the jungle. But
I'm wondering if that's not going to be on Coffee. I'm wondering if he's going to be playing that Trundle top lane. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh no! That's Trundle support for Failed Destiny, and then
that's Alistar support.
Oh, that was just... You're right. Fuck.
And that's a Morgana mid. That's 100% Morgana.
Yeah, Morgana mid. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Whoever... Oh, it's actually going to be Micro. He's still mid. We have both the remaining mid lane Morgana players on the same team. That's kind of beautiful.
Wow. Okay. And the draft's over. And Boosted Friendship, they round out their composition with Aurelia, Annie, and the support Nautilus. Respect. OU. This Annie was one of the mages that did get reworked. It was a minor rework though. Quite a few changes to Tibbers though. A lot of the upfront burst was removed from her kit. Like the base damage went down on the Tibbers right when you summon him. But it's in return a lot of sustained damage. Tibbers can last a little bit longer now, and he has a passive where he gets enraged or frenzied. I don't know what the keyword is, but it is very devastating actually. A good Annie
Tibbers
player.
is frightening. You have to.
It actually
the
is
second
legit
Tibbers
frightening.
hits the ground, you scatter like the wind.
Yeah. So 4 unique picks, mid lane picks for Thor this series. So really showing everyone that he isn't a Corki / this year player only. He's really showing his worth as a mid laner, and wow, this is gonna be quite a game.
Yeah, and it looks like
Aurelia?
you were right with your initial feelings. Coffee taking that Zac into the jungle. Gonna be Blabur taking Trundle to the top lane, which I have to assume matches up well against the Aurelia. Not really a champion you see blind picked, and I don't think we would see boosted blind pick versus either of the 2 remaining teams in the playoffs. But on the wins, he likes to get disrespectful when his team gets ahead and he feels confidence. For as much as people sometimes don't think of Kyle being like that, I mean, we can probably, those of us that were around back then, remember his infamous jungle Poppy game with Swift as shit in the playoffs. So it wouldn't be the first time he's playing a champion for fun.
Yeah, I agree. But once again, double teleport for the boosted lineup. So they're probably looking to make a lot of plays into that bottom lane and sort of snowball off that. They picked up tons of kills last game, mainly on the Failed Destiny, and they got tier 1 tower very easily, and they did the same thing and got the tier 2 bot lane, and they transitioned into a dragon at least one of those times. So they've definitely shown that they can take advantage of the double TP.
And as well, I love the Skyner comp they put together just as a comp. Fits very well with Sivir.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to say I love the Skyner comp, but it does fit in with the comp they're doing. But those are 5 champions that all like having Sivir around. And given the way they've played around those bot lane engagements, I think it's smart to play a comp that's going to fight bot early and then, snowball kills into dragons, into towers, into nexuses.
Yep, and to go back to that point we made earlier about how they had the opportunity, Bad Bargain Bin, to pick 4 champions that counter Skarner, I think they did actually a very good job of that. Morgana, Black Shield, is, a huge cock block for any champion who a lot of their power is derived from one big CC, which is Skarner. Caitlyn was a very good pick. Alistar was already picked, and I think he's already a good pick into Skarner. And then that Trundle, who's just going to make your life a little more difficult with the disengaged pillars. And I am in the loading screen, black screen, but who else was there? Another tank? Oh, Nautilus was the tank. So Trundle, obviously good against tanks, taking away their tank stats. If Dubdrum goes a little too far in and maybe gets Morgana binded or gets separated from his team with the Trundle pillar, they can ult him, subjugate him, and then just take him out of the fight before his team can follow up. It's going to be interesting. At Bad Bargain, I think they just need to come out of the gate swinging here. They have Zac, so there's a lot of opportunity for early game ganks that can try to snowball these lanes. I mean, Madam Stripe, they don't actually have a lot of damage either. So Madam Stripe actually needs to be a huge damage dealer this game.
That really worries me about this is that Strip has to capitalize on the opportunities he gets, and he needs to get a lot of DPS out for his team to have a chance here. And that's not something he was doing well last game.
No, I agree. Yeah, that's hopefully he takes a different spin here with Caitlyn. A little bit easier to get that consistent auto attack damage out in the team fights. But it's going to be hella difficult when you're going against Skarner and Annie and Nautilus, all having very, very point-and-click reliable CC. I mean, just from team composition alone and the way that Boosted played last game, I have to give this game over to Boosted just based off champ select. But I mean,
yes, I definitely feel more confident in Boosted, but
yeah,
this series has at least been throwing surprises at us the entire time, so maybe there's another one in store.
Yeah, and I'm always down for Game 5 hype, man. I love League of Legends esports, and I'm willing to cast until I lose my voice.
I do appreciate Blabour leaving base without buying any items. Leaving base late.
I think this is the first line defense we've seen. Oh, Seaman going in. Destiny there to knock him up, but no one around to do anything about it.
What an exciting invade.
Yep, just some very defensive line defense here. Obviously, with the Skarner on the team boosted, they're gonna pick up the Spire, buy the Dragon Pit here, get a little extra. Do you get gold for that? Do you capture for these?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
You do?
Yeah. I don't know how much
sure?
it was.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, someone. Yeah. Oh,
and he had to
wow.
Yeah, nice collapse out of BBB there.
So a little greedy because they only had 2 players there on that top Spire, and yeah, that's some good strategy out of Bad Bargain Bin, bringing just those 3 up there to overwhelm them with numbers and forcing the early flash out of Thor in this mid lane. That might be huge. And he still not the most mobile of mages, and without a flash could be ganked early by the Zac.
The dreaded walk.
You know what
there.
else is going to be huge, though, is that Blabour in the top lane did not notice he is sitting on 0 items. He's going to have to recall real early. And I assume we're going to see camera cut to top lane and show us these on-the-wind all-ins. No, he hasn't autoed him once yet, because he's a fucking pansy in lane. I forgot. My bad, stream.
Okay.
Dude, no, let me tell you guys something about top lane. The second you hit tab to check what the enemy started and you see no item, you just like all in them when they go for their first melee creep. And then you all in them when they go for another creep and they have to back and use the teleport and they're still behind because of where they TP.
Ooh, good double headbutt there. Madam Stripe trying to lay down the damage onto Medic. Okay.
Oh,
good hook.
Rip.
Oh yeah, that's the worst feeling when you're a support and you walk away like, hey, don't die, fam. I'm gonna go ward, and then your AD gets hooked and takes a huge chunk and loses a lot of the lane dominance here. But a good headbutt into a pulverized back on and Nautilus is gonna take a lot of damage on the walkout, but it is answered by a Sivir Boomerang. And here we go. Here's Zach with that early kick into the mid lane. First blood going over to Mr. Coffee.
Yeah, and that was just really smart out of Coffee to capitalize on that early flash being down. And that's still down for a while, so we might see Mikaro take off a bit here.
Okay, now hopefully there's a lull. I can talk about this. There's two ways this is going down with Labur, right? He's just a little bit tilted and he's lost faith in his team and he doesn't give a shit and he's just gonna try to disrespect Wind. Or he has some secret sleeper OP first back.
Well, he's really... I'm gonna say this. He is winning lane, given the situation. He's down 1 CS, but he's... Yep. This is atrocious laning out of on the wins. Like, you should be embarrassed.
Yep, Mick has to blow the flash there, though, but he had the Black Shield, too, to make sure he didn't get stunned up there by Skarner, and... Man, Fail Destiny, yeah, he's just being a boss down here. He keeps going in, keeps laying down those combos, and hopefully Madam Stripe's following up and laying down the damage. Medic is out of health potions now, while there's still 2 health potions on this Alistar, so they can keep bullying Nautilus at least. And Sivir, I guess Sivir doesn't have a health pot either.
But they do have a Skarner coming down from behind them, and it looks like they want to collapse onto this. Gumdrum not aware, but knocked up fairly early.
Oh no! Hook lands on the Madam Stripe while his support walks away once again, but luckily he's able just to walk out of there. But I think that's some really good spider senses out of Failed Destiny. As a support player, he knew that there wasn't anything for him to do in the lane where it was, so he just walks around and sees if a jungler's there.
Yeah, he pinged that before he walked there, so I don't know if he was just going to ward that or what.
He could have actually just made a really good assumption. I think that because they didn't have that entrance warded. Oh man, Zach comes in with the jump in, and Lieutenant has to blow the flash. Medic gets really low here. He still has summoners though, so he's gonna get out alive. But the bottom lane for Boost of Friendship, they might have to recall here, and the bind lands onto Admiral. The damage goes down. Mick laying down the auto attacks. Thunderlord comes out, and 2 really low mid laners here. Annie is gonna get flashed up before Mikaro though. Oh, so Babura backed. Let's look at his items. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm a little tilted.
I don't know what the sleeper OP first back item was out of those. I don't think that is
There wasn't a sleeper secret. It was a mistake. He caught it, and then he realized he was going even in laning phase, so he just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah.
And now on the win gets a nice on here. There's a lot of creep damage goes out onto Blabuer, who does have a teleport available.
Oh man, hooks landing left and right on the Madam Stripe, and he's just taking it. Oh man. Now he has to play really scared.
I think we should just start calling Strip the North Pole. Because he is a magnetic force so strong that it cannot be stopped.
Alright, I like that. Coffee trying to cap a Spire here, take it away from Seaman, and Seaman's level 5 only, but he does have stun built into his kit. Hook once again lands on a Destiny. I'm sorry, man. You gotta go back.
But he loses CS if he does.
Yeah, after this wave, he should recall after this. Yeah. Nice, picking up this. Nice.
This will actually be a
Aw,
really...
damn.
And actually, it looks like Sipper wants to stick around. She's sitting at 1,500 gold. Might try to get one more wave here to go for the BF Sword Longsword back, which is probably intelligent.
Yeah. Man, if Mr. Coffee was down here, I think now would be a perfect time to gank. Even just running through the pink ward, there is no sums for Sivir, so you could have maybe abused that greed, just staying around a couple extra waves there. But Madam Stripe was pretty low too, so this is still good for Madam Stripe. He's performing a lot better in the lane, I think.
This is actually crazy
game.
that for how badly all those trades have been going, Strip is up 12 CS at the first recalls.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that happens.
Yeah, exactly. That's very, very good. And he comes back, matches the buy on Lieutenant, and gets more health. He gets 3 health pots though over 0. So that's a lot.
That's so
a lot.
big. He's got 3 health pots.
Yeah.
He's the Caitlyn that should be putting out more poke, and he has an Alistar heal in his lane. By the way, the first dragon available is a water dragon to anyone that did not just catch it. So, you know, widely considered to be probably the most powerful of the 4 dragon buffs.
Yeah, without a doubt. And a lot of damage goes down to Stripe. Pale Destiny comes in and tries to answer some of it back. Seaman, he's roaming around. He lays down a ward in the enemy jungle, and he gets spotted out by Coffee. I think he might have been looking for a mid lane gank there. And Hook lands out on the Failed Destiny again. He pulverizes just to try to disengage here, and being very patient. Didn't blow the flash there, knowing the limits of his tankiness. So it was like a 300 gold lead not too long ago, but now it's only 200 or 100 gold lead. It's because the CS deficits are starting to add up for Batty Bargain. But the depth charge is popped on the Stripe, and he will flash out of the hook, though. Skarnerl goes down to Failed Destiny, but he is not level 5, or not level 6, actually, on this Alistar, so he doesn't have his ultimate to try to survive that. So a kill going down. Oh, the pink ward comes in. Mr. Coffee gets the double knockup, and now the ultimate onto 2 members of Boosted Friendship here. And Admiral, he comes in with the flash stun, and he's going to pick up the kill onto Mikaro. Madam Stripe, he's zoned out of the fight, and he is not able to answer. And Meta gets knocked back by the dragon. He's going to take some damage on the way out here, and Coffee's just going to try to do his best to try to pick up a kill on the exit, but it won't.
Lost that fight so hard for his team. While Coffee was engaging, Strip was just sitting in bot lane, farming the creeps for probably about 7 or 8 seconds too long there. And I think that's what deterred Labour out of even teleporting in, because by the time he would have thought to, it would have been too late to save things. If Strip had been in that fight from the start, that probably would have been a team fight win for the Batty Bargain bin. Instead, they give up the first water drink of the game. And a lot of kills.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. Like what you just said, and I went back and watched it, and oh my god, I'm triggered.
It was like, this wasn't just a little bad. Like, I was just watching my mini map instead of that fight, and I was like, he's still down there, still hitting those creeps. Yep, that would have been like a 3-man queue and like some traps.
Yep.
But nah.
He was also a little low on mana, so he might have been able just to get either a trap or a Piltover Peacemaker, but it wouldn't have mattered. Any of those abilities, and then a couple auto attacks means 2 more kills for Batty Bargain there.
And that extra
rough.
damage early in the fight would have meant that Labour, I assume, would have looked at the fight and been like, oh, this is great, they're all low, I can teleport in here. Instead of it being, I'm just going to get smashed by TPN, so GG, no re.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate, and I mean, we still have to praise him, though. He is CSing very well in the lane phase here, and he has stayed alive after a lot of hooks going in on him. And Coffee's in this top lane here. He will get the knock-up onto Captain. Now Blabour on this Trundle. He's laying down the chomps, laying down the bites. Pillar comes out. Champion Mastery emote is popped for Captain, but that's not going to save you. And Blabour is going to pick up a kill for himself in the top lane here, evening the score 3-3. And basically the gold This is a very close game, 12 minutes in.
Yeah, essentially dead at even here on the team gold. And I'm not 100% sure if this is correct, but this feels like the lowest kills at 13 minutes we've seen in this series. There's been a moderate amount of action, but it just hasn't resulted in as many deaths.
Yeah, no, I could definitely agree with that. There was a lot more, you know, clown fiestas in the bottom lane. I think that's, I don't know what that Skyner ult is all about. I don't know if he knew how far on the wind was from the fight. Actually, Blav had to blow Subjugate to try to survive here. Black Shield goes down, but I don't think it's going to be enough to save him here. And Admiral going to pick up the solo kill. Thor.
I don't think Mikuro realized how much damage New Tibbers does, because he was just kind of casually sitting there like, oh, Annie's popped her entire combo. I can turn this. While Tibbers was casually dropping maximum DPS directly on top of him.
Yeah, players need to know what that change meant for Annie. Like, it took tons of upfront burst away from her. And Veiled Destiny, he goes in, he's trying to scuffle, has to pull the Alistar ult. He is very near death right now. He exhausted Lieutenant. The ultimate's faded off. He'll dodge the boomerang and stay alive here. And Trap goes down, but Spell Shield's used, and it didn't actually pick up a trap there. Rift Shield going over onto Skarner, and Coffee, he's got to bounce out of this fight.
It was actually on the win that took the Rift Shield buff.
Oh, okay.
And
Strip gets chunked out solo
with a big double. Really clutch knockup.
Madam Stripe uses the summoner heal and walks away, and then he gets exhausted down. Lieutenant picks up the kill on his buddy Alistar, and then Lieutenant.
Oh man!
Double kill. Sorry, I kind of just trailed off there, but I was just getting real sad.
Clutch execution out of Medic and Lieutenants, who for the first time this series are actually making a play in the bot lane.
Yeah, they're definitely playing to what, I mean, us as casters and analysts and probably most players can expect of them as the Evolite Resquack bottom lane. They are really playing to that caliber right now. No deaths here in that bottom lane, and a 3-0-2 Sivir with the Essence Reaver so early is going to mean a lot. Blue buff being handed over to Thor on this Annie, who did pick up the early Rod of Ages into a needlessly large rod. I'm not sure what the new Annie build is nowadays, but I'm sure it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, Thor's been loving that Rod of Ages no matter what he's been playing.
Oh man, Skarner and Nautilus coming in with some really good flank maneuvers. Veiled Destiny doesn't actually have his ultimate up yet, and he pulverizes, flashes out, but he's gonna get hooked in by Medic, and he will surely go down. Lieutenant killing spree for him, 4 kills on this Sivir, and now Captain goes in onto Babur in the top lane here. Babur trying to slow down the fight with the Chomps. Subjugate is burning to try to keep him alive, and it will, but now he's in a risky situation to be dove here if Captain's feeling frisky, and he is. He's just gonna go in, true damage.
Yeah, a lot of disrespect for that Riftdale buff, which has an upfront burst component.
Oh, Depth Charge is actually channeled on the Madam Stripe. Medic is just walking through the tower, taking tons of tower damage, and he flashes in, gets the snare on the Madam Stripe, and Seaman, he's going in now. Headbutt's gonna knock Skarner away, and now Lieutenant's knocked back in to the fray, but Madam Stripe, he's gonna take a Boomerang Blade and hit the W to the face.
This is the sloppiest shit.
Yeah, this... Oh, and Mikro is going to pick up the kill onto Medic as they try to exit the enemy jungle. So it's a 1-for-2 at the very end there in favor of Batty Bargain Bin, but it's still a huge advantage for Boosted.
Yeah, looking at Dragon is alive as well, and there is a teleport advantage for on the winds.
Oh, no.
But he's currently recalling, not channeling a TP into this.
Yeah.
And that's a Tibbers down, which...
Yeah.
If Babur wants to rotate here, and maybe... Dragon, we do have a Wind Dragon off.
Oh my god. Oh, look at this. Chain CC, man. Admiral has to flash out, actually, but Captain teleports in, and Black Shield's not going to stop you from that physical damage, and Aurelia will pick him up as he tries to get to safety. Now Coffin is in a real bad spot, and he's going to get blobbed. And yeah, that's going to be 3 easy kills for Boosted into a Dragon.
Yeah, it's in a 4.5k gold lead, and it's also going to be 2 Dragons for 0, with Boosted having 1 stack of Ocean and 1 stack of Winds.
Yeah, Blue will trade that top lane though.
Yeah, at least they get something out of this, but this is going to be rough for Blue to be so far behind this Irelia. He's 900 gold behind currently.
Yeah, and that really is so huge. The Trinity Force and Ninja Tabby.
And those aren't tank stats to steal.
Yeah, exactly. Really is going full fighter mode this game, and oh, Madam Stripe, he's counter ulted into just disintegration from Annie, and Madam Stripe, he's not able to do much there. The CC chain out of Boosted Friendship has been really on point this game.
And I did not see Dum come in on that flank, but he came in so aggressively there. I mean, Dum has put out more pressure on Skyner this game, despite what we thought he would be able to. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I would think this is Master Splinter playing. Like, a year ago Master Splinter playing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really playing well this game, at least. I think he's actually played pretty well in all the games so far today.
Yes, he has played well tonight.
Yeah, I can't really think of... I mean, aside from the miss smite earlier in Game 1, I think he's been playing pretty solid.
Yeah, and that equates to 4,500 gold for an 8-kill lead for the SS Boosted Friendship. Looking to maybe enjoy their final win of the SBL season here, and doing a very clean job of it. It was a joke because if they win this, they're going to be playing Waifu Superstar next week, which is the team I'm on. I'm insinuating that they're going to lose 0-3, but enough of that. Let's focus on this seed here. So for all the issues we were talking about with the Betty Bargain Bin comp before this game started, they're really going to be exponentially worse now that they're behind. That whole no damage and Strip has to carry.
Yeah, Mr. Coffee goes in, he uses his ultimate, but it's not very effective, and it's not doing any damage, and Captain just like waits it out. And with the tenacity and around the kid, he just had to come in and kill him. Madam Stripe goes down now, and this fight is going deep into Batty Bargain Bin territory. Now they're diving in between 2 towers, but it doesn't even matter at this point in the game. No one has gone down for this boosted lineup, and even Seam, it's going to do like no damage from those tower shots there, and 4 members dead for Batty Bargain Bin. This is looking very bleak for Batty Bargain Bin.
What do you think the comms are like for Batty Bargain Bin right now?
I don't think there are comms for Batty Bargain Bin right now.
I think you're right.
Oh! I didn't see what happened there, but I assumed Dubdrum was taking the tower, and
yeah.
Subjugate happened.
He flashed in, tried to ult him out, couldn't do it, died to tower.
Yep. But Dubdrum chalking that up to a team failure. Sure.
That's what Master Splinter would say, so I like the roleplay.
Yeah, I mean, this is really, this whole game is just you know, a tribute really to Master Splinter, the good old days.
I feel like I should just like call Master Splinter up, put him on speakerphone right now. Guess what? Guess what? They're gonna close the series out with an epic Skarner game, dude. He's getting all his carries fed. It's awesome. Don't you remember when you were good enough to do that? This is awesome.
Except the only difference would be you take his Dubdrum's assist and you put him in the first column there.
Yeah,
so,
you know, he's an imitator, not the original.
That's true.
You know, imitator, not an innovator here.
Yeah, and I mean to go back to what I was saying in the champ select, this team composition for Batty Bargain Bin, they have only one true damage threat, and that's the Caitlyn. And the Caitlyn is 1-4-1 right now. The enemy AD carry is 6-1-4. The enemy mid AP carry is 5-1-5. Aurelia is 6-1-2. There's almost no chance that your Caitlyn's gonna survive any of these fights.
Unless they throw it Baron.
Oh, Sivir ult is popped, but Thor's actually caught out, and Micro is Carter ulted before he could actually pop his ult. And there's just total chaos outside of the Baron pit right now. And Babur, he's trying his hardest to pick up this little girl Annie, but it's not gonna be enough. He will slowly go down. Subjugate is ticking, and Admiral's gonna pick up the kill onto Alistar, and Captain picks up the
Stripe
kill on the
wasn't
other
there.
side of the map.
Yeah, Stripe was bottom that whole time, which is why Boosted Friendship were so confident to force that, because they knew they could just pop on the hunt and take anyone in any order they came, they would win that fight. And Mikuro died maybe half of a second before the Soul Shackles popped, or that might have at least been a salvageable fight.
I'm gonna go back.
But instead,
I
we
need
have a
to see where
10,000 gold lead.
I need to
And
see if
then
Black Shield was used, because he flashed in to start the...
It was. He used it to cancel Annie's spell.
Okay.
I think he canceled the stun Tibbers actually on himself, and then he
Oh, he
flashed
did?
in. Yeah, and then he
Yep.
flashed in and tried to get the ult on as many people as possible, but immediately got Skarner ulted.
And, you know, Fatty Bargaman could really use some, like, who wants to be a millionaire hotlines right now, because they could phone a friend and be like, yo, my wang, how do we pick up this little girl? Because they were so close to taking out Annie at the start of that fight. But instead, she just soaked everything and then set up for an easy turn.
Yeah, on the hunt is popped. Hook lands onto... oh god, what was that movie Robert Williams was in? Blubber.
That is the moment I know we've gone too deep.
Yeah, I'm reaching too far for...
If your joke
Obscure
takes
pop
you
culture
10
references.
seconds to think of it, it's not very good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
The
don't think
joke
Matty
was just
Bargaman's
that
played this game
somebody
very good,
remembered-
so...
Yeah, no, the joke was just that he remembered Robin Williams was in Blubber, like...
Oh, it's Blubber! Swerve, thank you. Wait, no, is
God
it Blubber?
bless. I think it's Blubber.
It is Blubber.
Yeah.
It's with the app.
Aladdin.
Blubber.
No, it's not
It's not
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
You jabronis?
Do you think even a genie would be enough to save this series for Fatty Bargaman?
I don't know. How many wishes do you have?
You'd be like, I wish for 6 items on Caitlyn. Okay. Then there's a team fight. I wish
That's
for
not-
6 items on Trundle. Okay. Then there's a team fight.
I
I wish Jump was dead IRL. Okay, they would lose a team fight 5-4. And this is going to
Yep.
be, I think, the end here. Mr. Coffee versus the Worlds. And the world is a pretty big place to be versing all by yourself, my man. Because you are about to get chunked out. And just a solid team performance. Really, every single member of SS Boosted stepped up in this last game. And they close out this series 3-1. Gonna be memorable, maybe for some of the wrong reasons. But going to
Yeah.
be memorable as they kind of just stroll around here under the Nexus. And there we go.
Yeah, that's the series, folks. 3-1, going over to SS Boosted Friendship. Fatty Bargaman showing signs of life, even after, you know, disaster at the start of the day, at the start of the night, really, with the emergency sub. Really showing signs that they came here to compete, even with their sub, and then even after the sub was subbed out, it looks like they had a chance. But in the end, SS Boosted Friendship, with their solid drafts and teamwork, were able to come out ahead.
Yeah, and a up and down season comes to an end for the Batty Bargain Bin. We're going to try to do a quick interview here. I would like to talk to my player of the series, which is without a doubt Thor. Just
Yep,
awesome in
exactly.
all 4 of those
Yep.
games. There's no debating who was the most
Yeah,
important for that
series
team, guys.
MVP, without a doubt.
Just Thor or anyone else?
I would go with Evelite. I'd go with Evelite because I think he played pretty solid in all the games as well. But
You
I
do?
mean, 13-1-5 is pretty damn good on Aurelia. Just for this game alone, I guess.
I mean, we spent like... You remember how bad that bot lane was getting shit on those first 2 games?
Yeah, but he in the team fights, like in the mid games, he was doing a really good job. Like he wasn't like getting bullied as hard as Resquacked, at least.
That's true.
Resquacked?
Respect was full respect tonight.
Yeah.
That was not helping Everlight's case.
But I definitely Thor. Maybe just Thor.
Let's just bring
User
Thor
was
in.
moved
Yeah.
to
Hello,
your channel.
Thor. Our
Hello.
player of the series, officially.
Thank you, sir.
So yeah, you guys were good enough to win tonight, and you were fairly excellent.
Oh,
Four
thank you,
different
sir.
champs in 4 different games, and like 8 bans drawn over the course of the series. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm glad I at least got to play one game of Azir.
Do you think you'll play Azir again this season?
If you let me have it, you're making a mistake.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Just I guess to go off of champions being picked, 6.9. How do you feel in this patch? Do you think that this patch powered you up, or did you take some time in solo queue to like learn it and see what's strong, and now you kind of have a grasp of it, or where do you sit on it?
It was luckily for me, a lot of the champions that I played before, like Corki and Azir, didn't get much change to them. But I did a lot of testing of different champions like Ryze and Annie and a couple other champions so I could see if they were viable, at least for my playstyle. So I feel I sit pretty well with this patch. It didn't hit me as hard as I thought it would.
Okay.
Glad that I was able to show that with 4 different picks.
Yeah, that's I mean that's great. Not only it shows you like as a player that you're very diverse and able to compete with a lot of different champions, but that actually helps out your team a lot for the upcoming draft next week.
I've been told to bring up that it is Resquack's birthday today, and that Skarner is still 13-0.
Is that his combined solo queue with SBL?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. That's a stat line. That's for sure.
Yeah, happy birthday, Respect. You
Yeah.
still have 67 minutes left to celebrate, so I hope you go do something because you haven't really celebrated for the past 4 hours, and it would be a shame to waste the rest of your birthday. That is savage. I'm sorry, Respect. I like you.
No.
Which were not good tonight.
Hurting my teammates.
That's fine. I mean, we saw you guys are tilters, so I wanted to just kind of get you going, before you're primed up for my team. But no, actually, I do want to ask about next week. You guys are going up against Waifu Superstar. Obviously, we've seen what you guys have to say in Twitch chat. We all know, or at least we know, that you've 2-0'd them this season. How do you feel going into that matchup?
It's going to be a tough matchup because obviously Waifu Superstar has evolved over the season from the first game where we played them, where it was kind of a stomp in our direction. The second time we faced Waifu, they were a lot better competition, and they seem to have really good teamwork. So it's going to be a fun series, and it's going to be a lot of hard work this week planning for the game.
And see, folks, this is why we brought Thor in instead of Dub Drum.
You get that very nice, tactful delivery there.
Oh, hold up. I'm being informed by the Xiao Zhao of my team that he is going to kill your team, Swift.
Okay, that's good.
And Skarner follows up with that, so, I mean, take it as you will.
All right. I think we'll keep the interview short here because, it is only a quarterfinal matchup, and I think everyone is ready to see more games before we get too excitable. So, congratulations on your win, guys. Top 3, fairly convincingly.
Yeah.
On to Waifu Superstar next week. And that will be a wrap, folks. So, thank you, everyone that tuned in for this clown fiesta of a quarterfinal. And we will see you next week for 2nd seed Waifu Superstar versus 3rd seed SS Boosted Friendship. So, from me, myself, and I, have a good night.